And we are live. Welcome to the Freshfit podcast, guys. We got special guest Rollo Tomassi in the house, in the flesh. That's what you guys been waiting for. Let's get into it, baby. First and foremost, we'll hit some of these super chats because they were coming in.
Don DeMarco.
Shout out to
that
Don
dude doesn't
DeMarco.
go to sleep.
He doesn't go to sleep.
He doesn't.
Chris, you got it.
Don DeMarco and White Claws 199. Hashtag Don DeMarco button. Godfather in the building.
Shout out to you, man.
Shout out to Don DeMarco, man. Shout out
He
to you.
donated it all last night, man.
Yeah, man.
Showing love to Rollo.
It's like
Press the Don
single-handedly
DeMarco.
funding the show.
At least every 5 minutes.
Yeah, another Don
Another
DeMarco.
one.
You know, it's going to be a competition between Don DeMarco and Sam Bada.
There you go.
You know it.
Don DeMarco's and White Claws, Rollo.
Let's have a drink tonight. Godfather.
All right.
Another one.
Another one. Yo, this guy, bro.
110 people watching. Must like and super chat.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro.
Don DeMarco just with the super chats was like,
and another one,
And another one.
and another one.
all right. So, cool. So, guys, I know you guys are probably wondering, Myron, how did you and Rollo become friends? And actually, how'd you get him on the show? What happened here? Let's go down memory lane. So, I got to give a special thank you to my man, John from Model Life Dating. And Rich from Entrepreneurs and Cars, Rich Cooper. Go subscribe to both their channels, Model Life Dating and Entrepreneurs and Cars. I met John working with him with his body language mastery group. And then he put me in touch with Rich, became friends with Rich. And then Rich vouched for me and, they were able to get me on Rule Zero. And yeah, man, the rest is history. And I've been doing some shows with Rollo Tomassi. I've always been a fan. I've read, I have the first book in hard copy, which we have all 3 books right here. And I pass it out to my friends when they have issues with women or, understanding relationships or whatever it may be with women. And if there's a guy out there that can define hypergamy, intersexual dynamics, how women mate select, there is no one more thorough than Rollo Tomassi. So it's an honor to have been reading his book about a year or so ago. And now I have him in studio. We're doing an interview. So Rollo, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having
man.
me. Thanks for, look how beautiful this is.
Miami, man.
Amazing.
We're in Miami.
Well, when I
Miami.
watch you, it's usually nighttime, and I go, what's going on in the background?
Yeah,
there?
man.
Wow. Yeah.
So Rollo, can you give the audience just a quick intro in case people have been living under a rock? Who is Rollo Tomassi?
I just want to let everybody know that the way that you and I met actually like through John from Modern Life Dating, but we do a little show called Rule Zero. And we've been doing it since about June of 2019. Prior to that, we had another show, but right around the beginning of last year, I think probably, I guess January, maybe February of 2020, we said, hey, we need to sort of expand the Rule Zero family a little bit. We want to sort of branch out a little bit more. So we're not just like stuck in the manosphere. We want to, not that that's not important. It is, but we wanted to sort of like, talk to some people who weren't necessarily always going to be associated with the manosphere. So like, then we got guys who really wanted to sort of be a part of that extended family. You were one. Sterling Cooper was another.
Shout out to Sterling.
We have John Fitch was another as well. So we have the extended family, and we have the sort of the core group, which is myself, Rich Cooper, Ryan Stone, John from Modern Life Dating, and Troy Francis.
Yes.
So
shout out to all those guys. Yeah, man. And I appreciate, and I want to personally thank you, Rollo, for letting me come on the platform Rule Zero, coming on your platform. We broke down the Philion video.
Yes. I've had you on my show several times, like in here, but never live, never together. This is good. This is my first outing, by the way, too, since the 4th book has come out.
Awesome.
And pretty much last year, the 2020 being what it was, gave me a lot of time to really put my nose to the grindstone and grind away on this book. I already knew what I wanted to do. It was just sitting down and sort of just hashing it out. And it became a project that I never intended it to be. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with it, but it snowballed into something I think very, very significant. And it's unlike any of my other books. I know all authors are going to say that, it's unlike anything I've ever done before, but it's really true. And the reviews are coming in really good. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rollo Tomassi.
Yes.
Hey. I've been in what we now call the manosphere for about 20 years. Almost 20 years. It started way back.
Should I do another memory lane?
It started way back in about 2000, well, really 2002, and I was a frequent poster slash commenter debater, I guess, on a forum called the So Suave Forum.
Yes.
And So Suave is still around. It is So Suave, SOUSUAVE.net. That's the forum. You can still go find the oldest posts I've ever done are still on there. So you can just go search up Rollo Tomassi on the SoSuave.net forums, and you'll find a lot of the stuff that I've been talking about for almost 20 years now. And that's really where it started. I was a moderator on that forum for a long time. And then I had people saying, you really need to go check out this guy, Roosh. You really need to go check out this guy, Royce. And so I started looking at their blogs and everything. And I was from my forte, I guess, what I was really most interested in was having a debate, like having a conversation with people. I still am that way today. Like I like to get engaged with people and talk to them. If you see my channel on YouTube, it's always a live stream, and people will complain, well, it's a 3-hour live stream, but I need that because I need to get feedback. I like to get people in the chat. That's why I love this format right here. Yep. And that all comes from when I was at So Suave. And so all the stuff that's in my very first book, all the way up through this one right here, they were either inspired by or they were directly directly pulled from conversations and debates that we were having back as far back as 2002, 2004, 2006, somewhere around there. And then so people kept saying, you need to get a blog. You need to do a blog. And I'm like, all right. And I had to kind of get over myself a little bit because I'm like, I'm just this guy. I'm just this commenter on this forum. But everybody kept looking to me for like advice, or they would ask me for like, what do you think about this? And I happened to be in going to university at that time, and I double majored. And so we're looking at like I've got a BFA and I've got a BS in behavioral psychology. And the reason why I did that was because I was working with guys and doing peer counseling, and I was working with the men that nobody wanted to work with. Yeah. So I didn't do the sexy work. I did the work where I'm talking to guys who are like 45, 55, 65 years old. And they're
the forgotten demographic that no one cares about.
Exactly. And I just kind of fell into it. And so I'm talking to these guys as part of just like the basic stuff, like, psychology 101 kind of things. And all these guys had very similar stories. And they were all very distraught, or they were all what I would now call like very beta, very blue pill. And they were older. So they were like in their 50s and 60s, and they all had the same story, which was, if she just tell me what to do, I do it. How do I fix this? And it was always about negotiation, and it was always about transactions. Like if she would just tell me what I had to do, so she'll fall in love with me, she'll have sex with me again. So she'll and they were talking about their wives or their long-term girlfriends or whatever, and it was always the same thing. And so I saw a lot of parallels between what I was doing in college and what I was reading on the So Suave forums. And so I was actually, I didn't realize I was doing it at the time, but I was kind of doing casework for these guys. And I was applying it to the theories and the things that I was talking about on the So Suave forums. And they said, you got to put a blog together. And so in 2011, I put together the Rational Male, which is still around today. So now it is in August, it will be 10 years for the Rational Male, the actual blog itself. And right around 2013 was when people started suggesting that I write a book and put all this stuff into one book. And the reason why, what kind of kicked me in the ass to do it was I had some of my regular commentariat people saying, if you put this into a book, then the people who wouldn't take you seriously will take you seriously.
There you go.
And so I had, and I mentioned this in the very beginning of book one, there was a female, a woman who she had kids. Her name was Jackie, and I don't know her from anybody else, but she said, if you put this into a book, I could probably give this to my son and it would save his life. And so I wrote that. I'm like, okay, well, I guess this needs to be sort of codified into something that's a little more concrete, because when you're on the internet, you're one of these yahoos that's on the internet, right?
Course, right.
It's on the internet. You can't take that seriously. I know. Now we have a different opinion of that.
Yeah.
But back then it was like, if you ever talked about it and you were some guy on the internet, nobody knew you from Adam. So I put it into a book. I started self-publishing, and then sort of the rest is history. It ended up becoming the Bible of the manosphere. Yeah. And when I was writing it, I thought that this book was going to be the only book I would ever write. So people still complain to this day, and yes, I understand. The type is very small. It's very condensed. It's very compact, because I wanted to cram as much good stuff into this book that I could, because I felt I was that passionate about it. I wanted to make sure that guys got this information. That's how I met Rich Cooper. That's how I met Ryan Stone. That's how I met everybody that's in this crazy manosphere world was through this book. And
We've all read your book.
Work. So, and it's been responsible for literally saving guys' lives.
Yes.
And I don't take that lightly. I have had guys come up to me at certain conventions and say, I flew all the way out here from Arizona or wherever to shake your hand and tell you that I was going to kill myself. I had a date and a plan, and here's what I was going to do. I was preparing for this. I read your book and I canceled all my plans.
Wow.
And so when that, you kind of get a little lump in your throat kind of thing, but it's like, I didn't realize that when I was writing this, I'm going to do this really great, commission work kind of thing. And that's just really where it's gone. And then in the meantime, that snowballs into book 2, book 3, and now religion.
And I'll say this too, man, as someone that, because I read the book and I listened to an Audible. What the book did for me was it connected a lot of dots that I didn't like. I kind of was aware of, because I grew up in a Muslim household. We understood these, RP truths as we say them. Men having to be in a leadership position, women need to be submissive for relation to work, etc. These basic tenements that are kind of been,
polarity.
The polarity that's been kind of lost in the Western world, right? And reading that book made everything clear. Oh, this is why girls acted this way in college. Oh, this is why this girl curved me. Wow, blah blah blah. So things that like I kind of knew but couldn't put my finger on it.
Now you know why we call it unplugging from the matrix.
Bam,
now
exactly.
You know why we have those allegories for blue pill and red pill, which everybody goes, that's schmaltzy and stupid. And and you're right. It is, but it's the best terminology. It's the best abstract.
It's a placeholder.
That we have, right?
All it is,
And you're not the first person to tell me that too, because I've had guys say that I knew all this stuff before, but I could never put it into words.
Exactly.
I could never articulate it the way that you're articulating.
And I'll say why this is so important for men. We all know that men are deductive problem solvers, right? We always talk about that. And sometimes just getting the answers to your problems is going to give you that peace.
Confirmation.
Confirmation is going to give them that peace. So then they're not going to jump off the ledge because now they know why their wife left them. Now they know why she cheated on them, etc. And that sometimes just getting answers will save a man's life. So that's
half
huge.
the battle, right?
Exactly.
G.I. Joe. That's what they
exactly.
See, I like the fact that your audience requested it and you made it. You didn't just say, hey, you know what? It's about one day, this long tribe of stuff. So you know what? My audience said, you know what? Give it to us in a book form. We'll take it. And then you took that and made all these wonderful art here.
When I wrote I'll tell you just a real quick story of the first book is I wrote the book I wanted to read. And I remember back in 2005 when I was reading Neil Strauss's The Game. And I thought, oh man, it's fine. It looks like the Bible even, right? I mean, like if you have the print version of The Game, it's got all the funny little illustrations in it. And it's got the little gold leaf around the edges of the pages. And it looks like a Bible and all that. And I thought, oh, he's finally going to explain this so that these guys can get that. And then I liked the book from an entertainment value perspective. I thought it was very entertaining to like read about Courtney Love and Tom Cruise and all these, people who were, what was going on in Project Hollywood and Mystery and all these other guys.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the book I wanted. It wasn't the Bible. It was just like, hey, this is fun. Read this. It's almost like a comic book, like a graphic novel practically. But entertainment value wise, it was great, but it wasn't the book that I was looking. The Rational Male was the book that I was looking for. And you know what they always tell you, like if you want to be an author, write the book that you would want to read. And I didn't realize I was doing it at the time, but that's really what I was doing. I wanted to make sure that this stuff got into the hands of people so that they could use the tools that are in the book to change their lives or do something or just get confirmation in some cases.
It's huge. We got some super chats. Go ahead, Chris. You got him.
Yes, we do. Damien M, $5. Showing love from DC.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work, fella, gents.
Shout out to Damien.
Shout out to Damien. Thank you.
Solomon D, $10. Shout out to Myron, Fresh, and The Godfather. Also, everyone get the 4th book, The Rational Male Religion, fellas. Don't cheap out. This cast about to be a lit one.
There you go,
and
man.
we'll put the link in the chat as well.
Thanks,
so you guys
Solomon.
can go ahead, get the book, and please write an Amazon review. Go ahead, Chris.
R.A. Hanu, $16.99 euros. First time I catch you guys live. Thank you, Rollo, for your work. Fresh and fit. Keep up the good work. Myron, you grew a lot in just 1 year. Respect.
Thank you so much, man.
Love.
Not even a year yet. May was the first video, and then the studio we got in October. So it only gets better from here, guys. We're going to keep upping the quality.
Yep.
Go ahead, Chris.
Luke Belmont, $15. 22-year-old Brit. Grew up with an absent dad. The Rational Male put me straight. Thanks, Rollo. Keep it up. Fresh and fit.
Thanks, man.
Don DeMarco. How to feel to really have him in studio. Don DeMarco. Let's get it.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, it's great. And
Okay,
wow, there were a lot. Okay, keep going, Chris.
Yeah. Harry Zickles, $4.99. Keep up the fantastic content, gentlemen. Cheers to the growth and depth of conversations. East Coast is the beast, baby.
Yeah, the Beast Coast,
Beast Coast, baby.
Yeah.
East Coast.
Hey.
What's up, Harry?
Moves least $5. Being senior, rise up the ranks for a while now. Keep up the climb. Bring in both Godfathers in one sitting, and you'll go down in history books.
Oh, that's funny. He
That's
just kept-
tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. We actually Hotep is in the house right now, man.
Yeah.
Hotep
Hotep's in the
Jesus,
back
man.
there.
We
George
got
Diaz.
Jorge Diaz with the Mexican $100. Thank you so much. Go ahead,
Thanks,
Chris. You
man.
got it.
Thanks to Rollo for his books. Opened my eyes to work on myself. Just closed my first real estate deal.
Nice.
Be real about women's nature. Halfway through book 2. Greetings from Mexico, amigos.
All right.
Nice, man.
Orale.
See,
Don
international.
Don DeMarco again.
It's sponsored, right? To White Claws. $4.99. You made the 4th book. What's next in terms of RP and manosphere content?
We're gonna get to
We're
that.
gonna get
That's
to
on
that.
the list.
That's on the
today.
list of things we're gonna cover. We got some great stuff that we're gonna talk about here, guys, in a second.
I love it when commenters like ask me about stuff that I already have set up on my list.
Exactly,
I'm like,
yeah.
you're paying attention.
We're gonna cover everything, guys. So this is gonna be lit.
Thank you for
We
making
got Sterling Cooper in the house too. You see him right there, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for making the book. I
Mhm.
read it out at 17, now 23. By the way, please drink a White Claw. Totally for that right now.
Oh, man.
Shout out to
Sterling
Sterling
Cooper in
Cooper.
the
Much
house.
respect.
Sterling, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And we have
Go subscribe to his YouTube channel, guys. Sterling is a good
You've
friend
had,
of ours.
You've had Sterling in here.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
here? In
Yeah,
this-
yeah, he came with Sarah J. Actually. If you guys want to go see
Pretty good
that, we
interview.
have 2 porn stars right here in the studio. It's
know.
lit.
He got his band though, but it's all good.
He got
TikTok.
banned off TikTok the first time.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Chris.
RP Mama 489. Few things have impacted my life as much as your work has Rollo. Thank you.
Nice.
Wow,
Thank you.
showing crazy love, man. Appreciate it,
We got
guys.
a few more.
That's weird for me too, because it's like in your real life, people just tell you, yeah, screw you, fuck you. You know, it's like then everybody's like, oh, dude, you saved my life, you saved my life. It's
Yeah.
weird to
For every
have
100
that
haters,
contrast.
you get one person saying, "Dude, you helped me out so much. It's
Yeah.
worth the hate."
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
Josue Glenn Sony's $15. Euro. Toss a coin to the red pill watch.
Bam. Thank you.
I tied it back today. Sorry.
I believe that's it.
That's it.
All right,
Cool. So,
And we got
five.
577 people watching and only 286 likes.
Guys, like the video,
Mm.
please. Comment, subscribe. Comment below saying Philion's a dork, or Curtis Connor is a beta male, or a blue pill simp. Whatever you want to say.
Like the video.
And like the video,
Like the
guys.
video.
All right.
We got another super chat here.
We got another one?
then we
Okay.
go to the next
Like the
segment.
video, and I'll give you some personal information.
There you go.
Bam, there you
That's
go.
smooth.
Like the video,
That's
guys.
smooth, Rollo.
Exclusive, fresh and fit.
We got
King
King
Life
Life.
$5. What's the biggest difficulty when making the rational male?
The biggest difficulty. I tell you, it wasn't like procrastination or getting around to it. It was it's funny you should ask this, because I just wrote a blog post on my blog, therationalmale.com, about the difference between being a writer and being an author. And I'm trying to make distinctions right now because this is my 4th book. And it was, even after the first book, I didn't really consider myself an author,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Like, you're a writer, you're a published, because anybody can get published today.
Yeah.
And it's almost too easy right now because it kind of cheapens the whole thing. But in another sense, this book could not have been written in any other time, because no major publishing house is ever going to touch anything that I'm going to
facts.
write.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
so it's really the only avenue that I have. So I had to kind of get over myself. And what I meant by that is, like, I had to be conceited enough to say, yeah, I think people would really want to read what I have to
the
say.
confidence in your
And
own.
it was so much confidence, because I think a lot of people get sort of hung up on this, like success porn guys are
Mhm.
like, well, you're going to need to overcome your fear of success. I was successful before I started writing the book. So it wasn't anything like that. It wasn't fear. It was, why do I think I'm so important that anybody would give a rat's ass about what I have to say?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I go, well, this material is so important that people need to read it. And
Yep.
so that's the perspective. I had to get to that perspective before I could really like start typing it out. And really what I was doing was taking old conversations from So Suave, and then I turned them into blog posts. And so going from a conversation kind of writing to a blog writing
Mhm.
to going to a book. So I've had to go through three different ways of relating this material. And now I'm on video, and now I can do podcasts. That's another medium to relate that. And so I've had to kind of evolve along the way.
Yep.
And so taking a debate or a conversation from a forum to putting it into a blog post to taking it and like sort of canonizing it, I guess, in a book.
Yep.
That was a difficult step, and learning to actually write and
Yep.
make it intelligible and make it accessible.
Yep.
A lot of people say I use too many $10 words, and you're right, I do. I made a specific effort in book 4 to write sort of down to a language that everybody can understand.
Okay, excellent. So, do we have any more super chats, Chris, or no?
We do. 1 second.
We'll hit the super chats, and then we're going to give a quick summary of what each book covers, the 4 books. Then we're going to get into the meat potatoes of the conversation, guys, because we've got some great topics we're going to tackle. With The Godfather. Okay, let's see here.
Settle in, take notes.
Yeah, get ready, guys.
Classes in session.
I got my thing in here too, man. So, okay, so
Wavo.
go ahead, Chris.
So, Uncle Truth, $5. Wavo checking in. The great trailblazer, Rollo. Great show yesterday with the 2 ladies, but this shows how misguided females are nowadays. Bless their hearts.
For
We're
anyone
talking about
that
that
missed
today
that,
too.
yeah.
That's on the list as well.
For anyone that missed that, we put it back up for you guys, and we have something special for you guys tonight as well. But we had 2 ladies in house, and we actually had Rollo talk with them, and it was a really good discussion where you guys will be able to see just a lot of RP truths.
It was unexpectedly good.
Yeah, it was very seriously. Jacob Emerald, go ahead.
Yeah, Emerald, $5. Get Richard Cooper, Entrepreneur Cars on fam.
I'm gonna get him down here. Don't worry, guys. You guys, he's one of the most requested guests. We're gonna get him down here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
Rob 499. Thank you, Rollo, for your work. You connected a lot of dots that I was so confused about with women. Grew up programmed by the church to be a weak simp.
Damn.
Facts.
Sherlock, $5. Thanks for making the new book easy to read. Really, really appreciate it.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Caffeine Card, $5. Thank you, Myron Fresh and Rollo, for what you guys have done. Looking forward for the next decade.
Bam.
Thanks, man.
Steve Liu, $5. Rollo, I have a physical disability, legally blind in one eye, which is noticeable. How does physical disability factor in female hypergamy equation?
Save that question. We're gonna stay tuned. We're gonna come back to that. We're gonna answer that.
Will.
So don't worry. Questions, guys, will get answered at the end. So super chat them now. Chris is actually, we already planned for this. So we're going to save all the questions and have them ready to go and answer them at the end. Go ahead, Chris.
Petro, $15. How do you maintain frame with your non-RP friends when they tell you the reason you are RP? Are you resentful with women?
Yeah. Okay. We'll put that on the list as well.
Actually, go watch the last episode of Rule 0. We talked about exactly that on the Frame Show.
And then Don
DeMarco. No Don DeMarcos?
We got you.
White Claw.
Okay.
Okay. Moosleys, $5. I meant to put Godfathers, Rollo Tomassi, and Tom Likas together.
Yo.
And you would be.
I don't know. I would love to do that. I like Tom. I actually in the first book, I think I mentioned. I think I might have put him in the acknowledgments. Definitely the proto red pill.
You know what's funny? Tom Likas is the one that made me RP aware. I heard his podcast on YouTube, and that changed my whole life.
So you're listening to the podcast. I used to listen to him when he had a terrestrial radio show.
Oh,
yes.
Wait,
so guys, clip this. Tom Likas.
Hold
on. Rollo Tomassi.
I will do it.
Right here, baby. Let's do it.
Tom.
Hold on. I sent him a DM, right?
Okay.
So
he's hard. It's impenetrable.
It's hard, dude. It's so hard, man.
Yeah.
I love him, but
guys, mark my words.
He's been doing this a long time.
We're gonna have.
I think I got an idea.
Studio.
I got an idea.
Hold on, Fresh.
I got an idea.
Hotep Jesus would do though. I also finished the last question. Eder Santos.
Oh yeah.
Rollo said on the last show that learning and internalizing the red pill is better than being a natural alpha. I've never heard that before. I agree.
Big facts. Big facts. Okay. We're good there?
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, cool. So, Rollo, can you give us a quick summary of what book 1 is, book 2, book 3, and then book 4? And then
quick explanation. Yeah. So the first one.
Yep.
Everybody asked me like, what order should I read the books in? And I always say this: read the first one first. Always read The Rational Male first. After that, depending on what your interests are, they're not in order. Like, I mean, it's 1, 2, and 3. I know it does it on Kindle or whatever. But the first one is kind of like the rule set. Okay. It's like the core understanding. So I'm going to refer to principles and things in book 2, 3, and 4 that I explained in book 1. So if you have that as sort of like your base foundation and knowledge of intersexual dynamics, gender theory and that kind of stuff, all the stuff that I go into, whether it's, positive masculinity, preventive medicine, I think is sort of that's number 2. I think it's sort of like the unsung hero of the 4-part series, because that has a lot of practical information in it. So it depends on what you're into and what you need. Always read number 1 first, so you understand like the acronyms that I use when we say simp or when we say like AFC or beta or whatever. A lot of people get hung up on terminology.
Yeah.
And so if I say alpha or I say beta, or if I say hypergamy, if I say the soulmate, right, or one-itis,
Yes.
you know what that is. But like when you read, if you read that in book 3 and you didn't read book 1, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. If I talk about alpha widows, if I talk about the war brides dynamic, just some of the core things that are in there, I'll refer to those in the other works, and you won't know what I'm talking about unless you read what 1. So start with book 1. That's the most dense one, and that's the one that people come back to the most.
Yes.
I call book 1 the living text.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because when I meet guys at conventions or I'm doing live events or whatever, they want me to sign their books, and every single guy that comes up to me has a book that's just dog-eared, and it's folded over, and it's got 3 different colors of highlights in it, and it's got underlined and stuff. And what happens is like guys will find themselves at different circumstances in their lives. And so they will come back to that and they'll go, oh, he said something about this, or I'm dealing with alpha widow now. I'm going to reread that part again. So the Rational Male, the first book, you don't just read the book and just put it on your shelf and you're done with it. You keep coming back. It's almost like a reference. That's why I call it a living text. Book 2 is called Preventive Medicine. I did that because I had so many guys saying that they said this to me. They said, I wish I would have known this before I got a divorce, before I got with that crazy BPD, borderline personality disorder girl. I wish I would have known this before I had kids. I wish I would have known this before I moved to a state to facilitate this relationship, or I changed my major. I took this job instead of that. I wish I would have known all this stuff and had it, in front of me so that I had like accurate information to work from. And so I'm like, okay, well, these guys need some kind of, something to expect. I don't do prescriptions, but I can at least sort of give you an idea of what you can expect. And that's what I do in preventive medicine is I give a timeline of what most guys, average men, all across the world, doesn't matter what ethnicity, doesn't matter, socioeconomic, whatever. It's a timeline of what you can expect from women and what their motivations are and what their prioritizations are when it comes to intimate relationships between the ages of 15 and 50.
Yes. And
the reason I start at 15, I got to clarify this because everybody says, oh, what do you think we're going to get with 15-year-old girls? No, that's not what I mean. I have teenage guys hit me up and they're in high school and they say, this girl says she really likes me and I want to get her back and I don't know what to do. Rollo, help me. And he's 15 and she's 15. That's why I start right there. So I go from 15 all the way up to 50 and I'll go through like your teen years, what I call the party years, which you guys probably call the hoe phase, right?
She belongs to the streets.
That phase.
That phase, 18 to about 28. Then I get into the epiphany phase. We'll talk about that later. And then in through like 30s and 40s and 50s and how women prioritize what it is that they're looking like. We've talked about
and we
this
saw some
night.
of that yesterday, guys. You guys need to watch the interview from yesterday because the girls he explained it to them and then they were like, wow, I never thought of it that way. And they actually talked about it themselves. So
that's book 2. Book 3 was I had a lot of guys asking me about, Rollo, I want to have kids. Marriage is off the table for me because I don't want to get a divorce. I don't want to. Marriage is the most dangerous decision that a man can make right now. Unfortunately, I wish it was different. I wish I had some sort of answer for you, but you don't build families without monogamy. You don't build families without some sort of like interpersonal relationships. And so I had all these guys just like agonizing over the fact that they wanted to have kids, but they didn't want to get married. Or they had kids and they'll say, Rollo, I've got a 15-year-old son. When's the best age to give him the Rational Male? I'm like, is he a reader? I don't know enough about them, but so I wrote the first like 2/3 of Positive Masculinity, which is the 3rd book, published 2017. And so it was all about parenting, raising sons, raising daughters, what you can expect from the education system, from public education, which unfortunately a lot of the stuff in there proved to be very prophetic, like now in 2021. And then after that, it was really kind of about the essays on masculinity, which we'll get into with Hotep tomorrow, because that's a topic for tomorrow. So I'll just leave that on the table because we'll probably come back to book 3.
Shout out to Hotep Jesus, by the way, in the house.
And then so number 4 is the other most common question I got from back in the early days was, Rollo, I'm a Christian. I don't believe in premarital sex, but I hear what you're saying. I'm red pill. I understand exactly what you're going into. I 100% agree. but I can't put this. How do I make this work if I don't believe in premarital sex? How do I make this? I'm a Muslim, and how do I make this work because I have to have a wife before, or many wives before I can have sex? And so that was question number one, and that's where it kind of snowballed into other things about what's going on with organized religion, why it is we believe the things that we believe according to a religious sense. Why do we believe in certain metaphorical truths about men and women, and how religions that used to be patriarchal have become assimilated by feminism and a gynocentric social order, really for a very long time now, but certainly since the sexual revolution. How did all this? How do we arrive here? Sort of as human beings and what we believe right now. We're going to talk about old order thinking versus new order thinking. We'll get into more about that here, but Religion was a book that I had to write because I had so many guys who were very blue pill, and they would mix that kind of blue pill social conditioning in with their religious convictions. And to get a guy to unplug just under normal circumstances is hard. If you got a guy who has in some ways made his personality and his ego about his blue pill conditioning, and you mix that in with his religion, that's a tough nut to crack. So that was the initial starting point for this book. It goes into much grander social issues and stuff, but they're gender-based, intersexual dynamics. It's the way I describe it is this: it's an exploration in intersexual dynamics and how they influence the way that we believe the things that we believe.
Bam. There you go, guys. Well, we got some super chats, and then we're going to get into the first topic of discussion, guys. Yes. Go ahead, Chris. You got it.
Yes. Mr. Dizzy comments, $5. What are your thoughts?
Can you click it and highlight it real fast?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on men who read too many books and don't take enough action?
Okay, we will answer
talked about that last night.
We will answer that as well. Make a note of that, Chris or Tom.
King Chris in the house.
Yep.
Mr. Rollo Tomassi, read your first book, highly recommended, and still need to read others. Shout out to Rollo, Fresh, and Myron. This is a powerhouse podcast. Looking forward to your continued success in 2021 and beyond, bros.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. We appreciate that, man. We're taking over.
When we wait, $5. Listen to Rollo Tomassi, giving me more reason why it's so important to focus on myself and my purpose. Spin lots of plates, bars.
Seriously.
Mike, $4.99. I found a red pill via RSD. Rollo, what's your opinion on RSD? And would you ever do a podcast with Owen Cook?
We will answer that at the end as well. Don't worry, guys. We're going to compile all these questions. Stay till the end, guys, and the questions will get answered. We're making a list of all of them right now. Go ahead, Chris.
We got red pill Mike. Question. Let's see. One second. Question for Rollo. If you can only listen to 5 albums for the rest of your life, what would be your go-to LPs?
Oh God!
We will answer that at the end as well.
Not a red pill.
I'll tell you what. Save that for when we need to get the likes up, and then
okay,
cool.
And we already got 769 live viewers, guys. So guys, hit that like button right now, please. Okay.
I'm a huge fan of music, especially old school metal.
Bam. Thank you, RP Mike. Appreciate that.
Real Reasons, $20 to the greatest show in RP sphere.
Big facts, man. We're taking over, bro.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you so much, man. We're gonna continue to keep bringing you guys this heat.
Zomboy $4.99. What are your thoughts on the 5th book titled The Rational Male, game by Rollo Tomassi and Myron Gaines?
There you go.
We could talk about the Miami Chronicles, man. Rollo's already seen how we operate here. He sees what we do.
I'm gonna rent a place out here.
There
you
go,
should,
man.
Come on, man.
Everybody move out here.
Tacos and
snowbird. Yeah.
Tacos and good sites.
Don DeMarco $4.99. What would happen if every guy was RP wear and read Rollo books? What coffee do you drink, Rollo? Can the Godfather himself press the Don DeMarco button?
Oh wow!
Which one is it?
This one right here.
That one.
This.
Don DeMarco.
I gotta get a stream deck. I gotta get a stream.
We got you, Don DeMarco.
Thanks, brother.
And again we'll hold that question, guys, to the end. Again, we're gonna answer all these at the end. We got some heat. We got to bring you first. All right, go ahead, Chris.
A shout out to the whole cast, Rafael Plancil. Any quick tips for a teen going into college soon?
All right, man. These questions are piling up. We will do a speed round and answer all of these, guys. Then Digital Nomad.
Diggy Nomad. Book 4 is fire. Emphasis on a confident marriage is solid.
Thank you so much.
And then we got Roberto F, our boy. Ready for the 4-hour stream? You guys need to charge.
That's funny.
All right, man. It's going to be lit. Any more?
No, we're good to go.
All right, so we're going to go into the
first
topic right here.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay.
All right.
So, New World Order thinking versus old world order
Okay.
thinking, Rollo.
We talked about this at lunch today.
Yeah, we talked about it at lunch, and you mentioned it in your book. Can you break that down for the people?
So these are the this is one of the primary themes in my 4th book. And you'll probably hear me talking about this on my own channel. I've mentioned it a few times in my blogs, and I made a bigger deal out of it in book 4 than anywhere else. The reason why I'm making a distinction between old order thinking and new order thinking is because it's my opinion, my take right now, that we are presently living in a new age of enlightenment. And if you have ever understood anything about the other age of enlightenment that we probably learned in your history classes, like back in was it some like the Enlightenment era thinkers of the time when it comes to like personal choice, freedom of choice, that kind of stuff, were founding ideologies or founding theories for this country, really, and for a lot of ideals when it comes to democracy and things like that. But so when we think of the new Enlightenment, you have to remember where the old Enlightenment came from. So right around, and I mentioned this in the introduction of the book, is right around 1400, 1480, 1450, 80. There was an invention called the printing press, the Gutenberg press. And at that time, before that, you had to manually write out everything. So most of the books were Bibles. And if you were going to have an actual book or a tome, you had to actually read it. It was an illuminated manuscript kind of thing. People would have read the Bible back then because it's Western Europe. And so with the advent of that invention of movable type and everything else, literally almost overnight, the Western culture began to become more literate and they had more access to information. I've been joking about this in my advertising recently, but that's how you got Martin Luther, who was hammered the articles of Protestantism to the church doors. And so you get Protestants versus Catholics because now the Protestants have access to the Bible that they didn't have before, and they have access to all this information. So literacy increased. A thriving business class or a merchant class kind of came up around this. You have more access to more information, and with that, you have like social upheavals, and in some cases, you have like the high Renaissance. So now we can learn about perspective, and now we can learn about like painting and sculpture and all that, mathematics and all this. That's why we call it the Renaissance, right? The rebirth. It was the idea that we have access to this information now. We're just going to go with it. And as a result of one invention that was increasing literacy and increasing interest in subjects and topics, and if you were going to be a Renaissance man back then, you were well schooled in a lot of different fields. So one apple fell from the tree of knowledge. It was a Gutenberg press, and now it fundamentally changes society forever. I see something similar happening with this right here.
Bam.
With what we're doing right now.
Yep.
So we have an amazing invention called the internet that really started to take off. I just peg it right about year 2000. So for the last 21 years, we've been living in a new age of enlightenment. And as a result of that, we're starting to reconsider and rethink the way that we used to think about old order ways of thinking. So one of those happens to be the red pill.
Bam.
So and I just described this a second ago, when you guys asked me, how did you get into this? How did you start doing this? I just have a curiosity about this. I have a degree in behavioral psychology, and that's about it. And I talk to a lot of people. Coming on this show right now, I wouldn't, in any other era, I would never even have had the opportunity to know either one of you guys. I would not be able to talk to you guys on
these
TV,
lovely Sony cameras,
streaming, all of this stuff. I would not have been able, as I said, I would not have been able to publish my book because there was no such thing as self-publishing as few as 15 years ago, something like 2005, 2006 is when it came up. Now, along with that enlightenment comes a lot of bad shit, but it also comes with a lot of good shit. And so we're kind of, as human beings, we're trying to sort of suss out what's the good part and what's the bad part. And it's forcing us right now to think in different ways. So we still cling to old order thinking because we think this is the way that it should work. This is how my values, my ideologies, my religion, the way I think about men and women, what I've been taught about gender, right? When we were just saying, I've always known these things were true, but I've never had anybody articulate them for me. Only now, can I articulate them for you? Because as a result of the internet and as a result of this age of new enlightenment. So what that is doing right now is it's challenging our old order investments in what we think ought to be true with new order data. And I'm not saying it's all accurate. Some of it is fake news. Some of it is real news. But I would not have been able to even write these books had I not had the access to the information I needed to reference for those books had I not had the internet. I would have had to gone to the library or have an encyclopedia. Like, how do we live before the internet? How do we live before we had every ounce of human knowledge in our back pocket?
I still wonder how people got around without GPSs to somewhere they've never been before.
We talked about this with the girls last night. I was mentioning about how dating has changed. I know we're going to get to that in a second, but this is a directly related to old order thinking versus new order thinking in a new age of technology and a new enlightenment. And so we don't, prior to the internet, we met women at the clubs, right? We met them through friends, social situations, through school, through our religions, through our churches, and various other ways. And now, if you look at the stats, all of those old ways, the old order way of thinking about dating, are just declining. And there's one thing that's going straight up to the moon right now, and that's online dating.
Bam.
And so it's like Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, everything we mentioned last night. I was fascinated with that because I wanted to get their take because they're young, 23, 20-year-old girls, but they don't know that. They're 23. They don't know that the way that their parents got together was, they saw each other at a club or something like that, or they, met through friends or whatever. That's kind of like a foreign land for them to even consider. It doesn't even enter their thought process anymore. And so that's what I'm saying is we've moved into this new age of data, and we have to find some way to interpret and process that data. And so the first part of this book, the main theme of this book, is the transition from that old order way of thinking into this new order way of thinking. And we do that with our politics. We do that with our religion. We certainly do that with the way that we relate with in my own wheelhouse, which is intersexual dynamics. We certainly do it there. And I had no idea that this was really going on until 20 years later. Right. It was just a curiosity. I'm just this guy on a forum posting about how to get chicks. Right.
Yep.
Well, you give a global consortium, get a global consortium of guys, you aggregate all that together, and you get enough guys together in the same room, whether it's virtual or whatever, they're going to compare notes.
Yep.
They're going to want to compare data. Men are information based.
Yes.
So of course there's going to be alt fast seduction. Of course there's going to be pickup artists like Mystery. Of course there's going to be some sort of codification and can we find a way to get laid?
Yeah.
Right. And because that's the oldest, most, basic problem men have is reproduction. Mm-hmm. So they get together, they start talking about things, and they don't realize that every generation prior to them never had the access that they have right now. And we just sort of take it for granted, and it's changing up social situations and the way that we make friends and we relate in ways that I don't even think we are still fully aware of
right now. Right. Actually, you know what's funny, Rollo? I want to get your take on this, right? And then we get to super chats.
Yeah.
Sure. What's your take on social media impacting us today?
Overall,
I would say relating to dating.
Okay. From an overall perspective, I'll get to dating in a second. From an overall perspective, I think I'm going to quote Zuby here, and I think you guys know who Zuby is.
Yeah. Shout out to Zuby.
I have a quote by him in book 4, and and I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember it entirely, but he said something to the effect that we have never in human history have we had this kind of access, and we are still woefully unprepared for dealing with sort of this worldwide world religion. We're globalizing right now. Yep. Whether you like it or not, we are globalizing right now. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's where we're going. This is where the train is headed. Whether you like it or not is kind of up to you, but how we are processing that as people, in some cases, we don't even realize that we are processing this. Mm-hmm. We're completely oblivious to it because we take for granted that we have a cell phone or we have access to the internet. And we're at a point in technology right now where we're trying to keep up. If we get to something like quantum computing, or we get to something where an invention that really accelerates us, we're going to be not knowing what the hell to do with ourselves. But I think as far as social media is concerned, social media to me is the logical evolution of what people are going to do when they have access like this, when they have this immediacy, when they have this easy way of meeting people, interrelating with people, starting businesses. We talk, if you talk to John from Modern Life Dating here, it's you can start businesses that you could never have started back even just 10 years ago
Yes.
now.
Yep.
So when you look at, if the future belongs to the guys who can adapt and can innovate and can see like sort of the zeitgeist, see where the direction is going as far as technology, and you have to stay on top of it.
Yep.
And that's what I was quoting Zuby about, is that it's almost impossible for you to be 100% godlike on top of everything.
Yep.
Because as I've talked to you, it's like you guys were telling me, Instagram is the #1 dating app, really, if you think about it. And I go, yeah, you're kind of right.
Yeah.
So I have to sort of stay on my toes, but I also still have to go back and remember what the basics are.
Yeah,
like
of course.
the
Fundamentals.
basic human machine. Like, how did we evolve? How do we become what we are? Why do guys want to get laid and girls want to go, why is it guys want unlimited access to unlimited sexuality and women want like quality and they want hypergamy, right?
Yep.
Why do they want those things? We're still the same animals. We're just like in this age where we're trying to process all of this information that we never had to before.
Nice.
So we got some super chats. Go ahead, Chris. You got it.
I'm 925 watching right now.
925 watching,
925
guys.
watching.
Like the video. Comment, subscribe.
subscribe.
Like it.
Okay. Comment below saying Philion's a dork. We are going to roast him this week. Don't worry, guys.
Keep liking it. I'll tell you what my top 5 albums are.
There you go.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. I'm writing them down.
Go ahead, Chris. You got it.
Zencoder 24, $5. Hey, waiting on a new book to come out on Audible. I'm currently reading the
March.
book of Pook. Thoughts?
Good start.
Pook's
man.
good. Pook's good. Pook is from So Suave.
We got Justin Chen, $10. Working digitally from Hong Kong right now. Being RP on this side of the globe is ridiculous advantage because everyone is BPSF. Shout out to Rollo, Myron, and Fresh. Keep up the good work.
Thank you,
Thank
Justin.
you,
Great
Justin.
work.
Thank you,
Japan.
man.
Another guy I couldn't have talked
Oh, is
to.
it Japan? Okay,
Yeah,
my bad.
from
Yeah,
Hong Kong.
Okay.
Hong Kong.
Yeah, China.
Sorry.
Don DeMarco, $4.99. Rollo, get a soundboard so I can super chat you to press the Don DeMarco button at least 10 times.
I'll have
By
to
the
have you
way,
guys
Rollo,
give me
press the
the.
Don button again and take a shot of like.
Oh man, he wants you to drink so bad.
No worries, coffee's fine.
Down the Marco.
Let's see.
What else do we got here?
We got a few. Uncomfortable Truth, $5.
Welcome to my world. You want to know why I do 3-hour podcasts? This is why.
Chats, thank you guys for the support.
Remember, Myron, I told you 3 years as the red pill goes mainstream because of the internet spreading reach is so fast.
Don't worry, we're
Year after
gonna
year.
cover that at the
Yep.
end, Wavo. We're gonna talk about that at the end. The future, what the future
Wait,
holds.
wait. Go up a little bit.
What?
Who is that? Fresh.
Yeah, someone's in the chat trying to post that to you. So
Fresh Prince CEO.
That's
not me, bro.
We got a poser in the house.
Everybody does that.
All right,
Oh,
That is
man.
not me, man.
Yeah.
Fresh
That is
helmet.
not Fresh, guys. There's a poser in the chat. That is not Fresh Prince CEO.
Mod to span them. Base and bearded, $5. Rollo, I got 3 books on my coffee table: the Holy Bible, TRM, and the Free Agent Lifestyle. Looking forward to debating my pastor with your 4th book.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Uncut Dating Truths, $5. Shout out to Fresh, Marlon, Rollo. Did you invent the RP? What year did it start?
Did
What's
I
the
invent-
biggest difference between not then and now? Can it go mainstream?
That question will be answered later on.
Yeah, that's
a
Uncut
loaded
Dating
question.
Truths.
Who
A
started
lot
the
of these
red
questions you
pill?
guys are asking are going to be answered in
I can tell you who
our
didn't
outline.
start it.
Who else? We got
We got
Okay, we
David-
got
David?
David McLazen, $10.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Oh
Hey.
man, yo.
Hold on,
Yes.
mindset.
Down the Marco.
Go ahead, Chris. You got it.
Bulldog Mindset in the house, $100. Rollo in the house, epic. So remember the first time listen to the audio version of the Rational Mail version.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much, John. Guys, go subscribe to John Sonmez from Bulldog Mindset, man. He's a good friend of mine. Makes excellent content, guys. Subscribe to his channel, please. Shout out to John from Bulldog Mindset, baby. All right, King Chris.
King Chris, $5. Question for Rollo. What are your thoughts on the growing BP incel epidemic in society?
King Chris will answer that. Don't worry, that's going to get answered as well in this outline.
Epidemic.
You guys are asking great questions, by the way.
Yeah, for real.
Because this is all stuff we have ready to go here for you guys.
All these screenshots going on.
Oh, wait till a hairy butthole decides to chime in. That's one of my regulars.
Jake.
Jake, $2. Leon looks like he enjoys eating cream pie.
Big facts.
Oh wow.
Shooting shots at him,
No,
bro.
no.
right.
Nice.
Go ahead, Chris.
Rollo, how do you see future for entertainment, content, podcast, talk
Oh.
shows?
Oh.
novels?
Yeah.
Stay
yeah.
tuned.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Oh, yes.
We got that ready for
It's
you,
coming.
Matthew.
You already know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Coming.
It's coming, man. All right, who's next? Roosevelt Gainey.
Gainey.
And we have Roosevelt Guinea, $10. I officially put Rollo up there with Iceberg Slim. He's a tough philosopher in our time.
That's a compliment.
salute.
Hashtag salute.
That's
Thank you so
fire.
much, bro. Anybody else?
Let's see. We have 3 more.
Oh wow. Okay.
Kevin Abens, $5. With the evolution of online dating, would the average guy getting the hot girl become a thing of the past?
We're gonna cover that too, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Awesome, bro.
That's a good one.
Rollo, hit it again. What coffee do you drink?
Oh, man.
There you go.
Stop the market.
Right there.
That matters. Good enough.
Dom the
My
Monko.
bad. I hit accidentally.
All right, and we caught up.
And we caught up. Okay, cool. So we talked about old word. Did you want to finish up old word?
No. I think I probably covered that as pretty well. I think the only part that I would probably add a little asterisk to is that I think that we are still at a stage where we cling to old order ideals in spite of knowing new order data.
Bam.
So when we talked about and I don't want to get political or anything, but we have a two-party system here in the United States right now.
Yep.
And we ran an election really 2016 and this year based on old order ways of running an election.
Yes.
Remember, Trump and the rest of these guys, and Hillary even, they're 20th century brands. They're not 21st century brands. We need some go-getters from the 21st century who have new order ways of thinking about things, who understand what we're in and what we're involved in right now. And I think that one of the main points that I write about in the book is blank slate equalism and social constructionism. Right now, is those two elements of society are probably the biggest problems we face ideologically, I don't say philosophically, but like our base beliefs come from those old order ways of thinking.
Yep.
So when we have a conversation here, we go, men and women are different.
Yes.
Oh my God, I can't believe you said that.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Gets you banned off TikTok.
Why exactly?
Saying that.
Why is that controversial? When I say men should have standards and women have standards and men should have standards. Oh my God, I can't believe you'd say that. Well, are we equal or are we not equal? Yep. Feminism has never been about equality, but it's been based on the idea of blank slate equalism.
Yes.
It's been based on the idea of social constructionism as being the only way that we are what we are. When we talk about the evil patriarchy, the reason why you don't like fat chicks or you don't find them beautiful is because some sinister society taught you should only get with hot, blonde hair, blue-eyed, big boob girls. And you should really be into what's inside. And because what that says, and most people who spout off this, this rhetoric and don't know where it comes from the blank slate, and it comes from social constructionism. You take those two things away, those two old order ways of thinking, and you have to rewrite everything.
Bam.
All of the you want to talk about blue pill and red pill, you take those things, those old blue pill ways of thinking about things, and people don't know what to do with themselves.
Yeah.
They become black pill, right?
Exactly.
They don't know how to cross the abyss. And that's not just about like men and women. It's about a lot of other ways of thinking. Those two elements I get into in the book. Social constructionism and blank slate equalism are two old order ways of thinking that need to die.
Yeah.
A very violent and quick death.
Bam. All right. So we're going to transition over to the second topic.
We have some super chats if you want to read it.
We got some super chats. Okay, let's hit the super chats and we'll go into the second one.
I feel like I should have a status bar. Get points.
Yeah.
Okay, ML $10. Hi Rollo. Do you think your fourth book could be an electric shock for the priesthood to understand they need to focus more on the manosphere and the negative sides of hypergamy?
Good question. That will be also answered.
Yes, I hope so. I hope so. That was my intent.
Yo, Cam
in the house. Shout out to Cam.
1999. Thank you, Rollo, for this literature, videos, and coaching on MOD's body language mastery courses.
You are welcome.
After reading your books, I felt like I discovered a cheat code. It was as if I was having access to information no one else had.
Facts.
There you go.
Let's see. Then we got how to fight with the FIT. No one wants to be Chad anymore. They want to be Frank Castle now. And like the video because I hate the millionaire music.
Yeah, bro. You guys got it. Yeah, like the video, guys. You guys got to punish bad behavior from women, man.
Guys, we're at 964 live viewers.
Hey, guys. Like the video.
It'll get over 1,000.
Like the video, man. We're going to hit over
Facts.
1,000. Let's do it.
Facts.
Okay,
Then,
so
Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco again. All right. Go ahead, read it.
Put a
and
Don
then-
DeMarco if you vote Rollo for president.
There you go.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna move into. So this is a topic that I definitely.
I can
wanted
hardly
to
wait
hit.
till that guy comes over on my channel. Thank you very much for that.
So hypergamy.
Yes.
There is no one in the world that has done more research or broken this term down further than you have. If you look at the term hypergamy on Google, it's going to say the practice of marrying up. Well, you've taken it far beyond that, and you've applied pretty much a more contemporary lens on it with how women may select today. And it's a flowing definition because it changes as women get older and older and change. And we discussed that yesterday. Can you tell the people, break hypergamy down from A to Z?
Okay.
People?
The elevator pitch.
Here we go.
Hypergamy. So my relationship with that term and the concept, let's just say, a lot of people get abusive. They get very literalist today, as you might guess, particularly on social media. Another unfortunate outcome of social media is everyone turns into this literal autistic. Oh, that's not what it means because in the dictionary it says this. Well, guess what? It's language, and we can change the meanings of words if we want to. And how dare you? Well, okay. So when I came across the term hypergamy, yes, the original intent of hypergamy actually came from like a 1955 or 1957 study of the Indian caste system in India. And what it was a sociological term. It wasn't a psychological term. And it was used in reference to a woman in that caste system and her tendency to marry up in the caste system. So she was always looking for the bigger, better deal, what we know as the bigger, better deal. I use that term sort of interchangeably with women's mating strategy, which you guys know as alpha fucks, beta bucks. I probably just ruined your monetization. Alpha seed, beta need.
No, you're good. You're good.
Fine.
Okay. And I it's funny. I tried to keep all the swearing words out of relation, and here I am swearing. So alpha seed, beta need. What that comes down to is women's dualistic mating strategy, which is, and I mentioned this with the girls last night, there's a difference between arousal and attraction.
Yes.
Arousal is the physical, short-term, I want to get with you and bang you right away. I asked the girls last night this. I said, have you ever had friends with benefits, right? Have you ever had a fuck buddy? I also asked this was, are there guys you would have got with on the same night and just had sex with them and you were done? And are there guys that you would consider boyfriend material? That's the nice way of saying it. What I've just described is really hypergamy, is the alpha seed, beta need. So there's two sides of what women want in a guy. Is the guy, as they said, was they want a hot guy who's in shape, the 6'6", right? 6 foot tall, 6-pack abs, 6-figure income. Yeah. And I don't know, whatever.
6-inch wiener
6
or
inch,
higher.
Yeah. Or more wiener. I don't know. But so there's the physical aspects that are really visceral. It's very Darwinistic. It's very, I want a guy who's hot and can take care of me in bed and rock my world kind of guy, the alpha guy, the alpha male. That's why I say alpha seed, beta need, alpha fucks, beta bucks. The opposite side of that is the beta side. And I think a lot of guys get this a little confused because when we talk about somebody who's a beta, they're predominantly beta. It means their only use is for the 3 Ps. And the 3 Ps are protection, provisioning, and parental investment. And so when I start talking about alpha and beta, that's where like people who are just sort of like normies will turn off because they'll say, oh, he's referring to alpha and beta in an unironic sense. And I'm like, well,
hung up on the words.
We have to start somewhere. It's a terminology. I've tried and I've done this for 12, 15 years now. When I talk about alpha, when I talk about beta, I'm talking about them as abstractions. I'm not saying you're literally a silverback gorilla and you're a wolf on the Arctic tundra and you're an alpha wolf. And that's the comparison I'm making. Yeah. I watched Joe Rogan and he had that guy from Adam Ruins Everything and Rogan nailed his ass to the wall. But it was like, come on, you're almost there, Joe. You're almost there, because Adam didn't want to believe that there was anything like an alpha male. And the reason why he didn't was because he kept going with like terminology from the animal kingdom. Yeah. Do you really think we're silverback gorillas? No, dumbass. Yeah. We're not actually, silverback gorillas, but there are distinctions in human males that separate them from being a more dominant, more competent human male and a less dominant and less competent human male.
It's merely a term to placeholder, right? So people can understand.
Now, are there similarities? Are there parallels between like primates and humans? Absolutely, there are. I'm not saying you can come to the conclusions you want to. All I do, I just work here, man. I just show you the dots, and if you don't, you connect the dots, man.
Yep.
Hear the dots, you connect the dots if you think I'm wrong. So hypergamy is one of those terms that everybody goes, oh, here's Rollo again. He's talking about hypergamy. That's all he ever talks about. Well, that's because it's very, very important from a sociosexual perspective.
Yes.
Because the reason we do things as human males is because we want to get laid.
Facts.
We want to find
anyone else is lying.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
We want
a
to
guy's
get
biggest
laid.
inspiration to do something in life is to get laid. Let's be honest.
And so even just talking about it and trying to compare notes and trying to understand women, and like we're always trying to figure out, what it is that we're natural performers.
Yep.
Okay. So when you're a little kid and you're riding wheelies down the street and you're trying to get Susie's attention because you can ride a wheelie down the street, nobody had to teach you that impulse to do that. You do that naturally because you want the little girl to like you.
Yeah.
And we do that when we're little kids, all the way up to when we're adults, all the way even when we're, we got Alzheimer's and we're 90 years old, we'll still do the exact
Hitting on a
same
nurse,
thing.
washing your ass, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So hypergamy is basically the female mating strategy, which is alpha seed, beta need, and how women can balance that better or worse depending on what stage of life they happen to be in.
Yes.
The girls I was talking to
Young
last
girls.
night, 23 years old, they have the world is their oyster.
Yeah.
Right. Because they're at the peak of their sexual marketability, and it's at that peak that they have the options, the peak of sexual selectivity at that time, usually assuming they've maximized
And let's talk about
their
this.
potential.
One of them had met with a Disney star, and another one was getting invited to professional athlete parties. So
Yacht
they were getting
parties.
attention
Mansion
from
parties.
very high value men,
Mhm.
despite the fact that they don't really, let's be honest, they don't have status themselves, they're not like nothing big, but they had access to these men. Why? Because just like you said,
Mhm.
Rollo, they're at the
So-
peak of their value.
So terminology, and I'll just to put a period on the end of this because this
Yep.
is my favorite story about hypergamy is I have for a very long time attempted to expand the definition of what hypergamy should be. It's not
Yep.
just about marrying up. It's about women who hypergamy doesn't seek its own level. It's always looking for better.
Mhm.
It's always looking for more. Like if a woman is a 5 or a 6, she's looking for a 7 or an 8.
Yep.
Women have an attraction floor. Men do not have an attraction floor.
Yes.
So for women, and it makes sense because that's how you get better babies, and that's how you have better lives, and it does not seek its own level. So when I'm talking about hypergamy, I talk about the alpha seed, the visceral sexual side, that I want the best genes side of women's mating strategy, and the I want the best, most secure life side of hypergamy, right? So there's the beta buck side, there's the alpha fuck side, and balancing those two. The problem is most women can't find that balance in the same guy
There you go.
at the same time,
Yes.
at the right time. So when women get to be 28, 29 years old, their prioritization for what is acceptable in the long term is a whole lot different than when she was 23 years old,
Yes.
because she's looking for something. I said that like yesterday. They're not looking for the same thing, and they have a difference in what they need. And you know what? I told you guys this in the car.
Mhm.
They know it.
Yes.
They know it.
They knew it last night.
From the time they're little girls, really, but they certainly knew back when they're 23. They already said, well, maybe in the future I'll want something different. Yeah. Damn well you will.
Yep.
So guess what, guys? That's your information. That's your actionable information. How are you going to change? How are you going to act accordingly? How are you going to plan accordingly if you know that? How are you going to protect yourself? How are you going to leverage that to your best advantage as a man? So when I talk about hypergamy, it's an expanded definition of the word. And I'll tell you the greatest compliment, and he probably will never remember this, but I remember when Dr. Jordan Peterson was on Joe Rogan and he started talking about hypergamy in the expanded definition that I had been fighting for like 12 years. And now suddenly he's coming up with it on Joe Rogan. Wow, that's amazing. You came up,
Yeah.
But I was glad. I'm like, oh, thank God somebody else is using
Someone
this.
else is using it. Yeah, man. And that's the big thing. I think the secret is that hypergamy is flexible and it changes based on the woman and where she is in life, man.
Well,
So that right there-
prioritizations,
exactly.
prioritizations. Like I think that's where a lot of the guys, too many guys focus on one side or the other when it comes to hypergamy. Guys who are in the black pill community, the incels, the guys who just want to beat themselves up because they're not 6 foot tall, giga Chad.
Yep.
Those guys focus only on one side,
Yes.
which is alpha fucks. Alpha fucks. That's all she wants. She only wants to do this. And if you don't look like this, then if you don't go do the jaws are size, you won't have a jawline and you won't be able to have, a V taper and all this stuff. You would think that as much as these guys complain about looks, that they would be like gym rat gurus. Like
Yep.
they would be like here in Miami looking like, yoked to the max, but that's not the case. But they focus only on one side. Then my biggest complaint with Jordan Peterson, for example, is he only focuses on the beta buck side.
Yes,
and
he
that's
does.
the polite side.
Yes.
When I asked when you were
socially acceptable
when
side.
you were asking those girls, what is it that you want in a man? Every single one of it, both of them, I guarantee you, any girl that comes through here will say the same thing.
Yeah.
They will give you what they're attracted to, what sounds right, what's good in the long term. They're not going to go, I need a guy with a 10-inch cock and I need him to have like 26-inch guns and I need him to have a V-tape or a 666.
and
right?
treat me poorly.
Exactly. They won't
gonna
say
tell you
that because
Yeah.
that doesn't sound right. But what they will say in the long term for long-term security is he's got to be ambitious. He's
Yep.
got to have drive.
Money.
He's got to have ambition, right? He's got to have money.
Yeah.
All these things.
Financially secure.
Everything they mentioned were related to one side of hypergamy.
Yes.
Beta bucks.
The flattering
long-term
side.
Yes.
long-term security. And the reason why women tend to focus on that when you ask them directly, because you're appealing to their reason. You're not
Yes.
appealing to their emotion.
Yes.
Right.
Giga Chad appeals to their emotion.
Yep.
And appeals to their loins and their emotion, right?
Yep.
But if you appeal to reason, they always default to the beta buck side of hypergamy, which is long-term security.
Yep.
Because, and if you would ask these girls, they would probably have agreed with this, is that women, you have to remember that when women are at their peak potential at like 23 years old, when men find them the most attractive, that only lasts for a very short portion, microscopic portion of a woman who, I figure a woman's going to live to be 80,
Yep.
maybe
Small
90
portion
years
of their
old.
lifespan.
She's got a 4-year window to find the best dude that she can
Yep.
for the rest of her life. right?
Exactly.
And so what a gynocentric social order does is it teaches those women or installs what I call social conventions so that women will believe that they can perpetuate that their attractiveness and everything. Like that's why we say, oh, women don't hit their sexual peak until they're like 40, which is bullshit.
Yeah, that's a lie,
but,
bro. Like
but women like to believe that
cap.
because because what it does is it installs this sort of software in their head that makes them believe that that their sexual market value isn't perishable, and it is perishable.
dude, Rollo dropping bombs right now.
Gems, right?
Son, where'd you find this?
Gems.
So okay, we're gonna move on.
I told you there's
We
no
have super chats.
elevator pitch.
super
for
chats.
that.
Super
Okay.
chats.
All right, let's hit
Go
some
ahead.
super chats. Go ahead, Chris. Let's run through
We
them.
have Ricky Wesper, 999, Legends of the House, enough respect, 100.
Bang bang.
Thanks, bro.
1 second, chat
What
was
else
on
do we do
fire.
some?
Sydney PTF, $5. Big love to Myron, Fresh, and Rollo. Thanks for putting these together, gents.
Mhm.
Hugely beneficial for countless guys.
Absolutely.
man. Glad you
Absolutely.
like it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Don DeMarco, Beta PPP, Alpha 666, Rollo, press of Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco.
B-Boy number 1, $2. Philion, never heard of her.
Never heard of her. Oh man. Shots fired.
Mark C, 1999, never ride passenger with Myron because all he does is text about work. Wishing I was Miami for this. Godspeed,
Oh
man.
wow, that's funny.
No. He said, "Oh no, tell my secrets." What else? We got some more. Shout out to Mark C. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate the support, my man.
Okay. Roosevelt Gainey, $5. I've read that in primitive society, the top men got all, literally the woman.
Yes.
Is monogamy going to die in the near
Stay
future?
tuned.
Mm.
Very good question.
Stay tuned. That's gonna get answered. We got
Oh,
link in the
link.
house. Turn on my USB. Chris, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Just stopping through. Show respect to Fresh and the Fit Game Masters. Shout out to Chris in the back and paying homage to Mr. Tomassi. You are the GOAT, Godfather. Thank you.
Link, thank you so much, and it's your time.
Boom.
Sunny A, currently reading book 4, and it's amazing. Shout out to Rollo and Myron and Fresh. The RP is going to the moon like crypto.
Shout out to
Nice.
Sonny, part of Freshnfit fam, bro. Yep. We're gonna push it out there, man. We're gonna save as many guys as we can. It's gonna be a small percentage because there's so many simps
Yeah.
out there like Curtis Connor and Philion, but that's all good. What else do we got? Cam back again.
All right.
499. We love seeing Rollo go in rage mode. Rollo's fashion changes. men's lives.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, that whole right there, that whole portion about hypergamy, 1000% facts. We're gonna clip that. Link again.
$10. Thomas Hopper asks this great in the chat. Fresh and Fit. If a girl sees a guy at her best, beta option, does that still count as genuine desire?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Very
We
good
will
question.
answer that as well, Link, and thank you for that.
Very good.
Philion, I can give you a job after you lose all your subscribers.
That's
funny.
Shout out to How to Fight.
You're
That's
gonna
funny.
watch this feed like a year from now and go, who is he talking about?
Yeah.
Who's he?
Philion.
All
Okay,
right,
we good?
let's go.
Okay, we got 1,100 live
1,000.
viewers right now, guys.
100.
Like the video. Get Rollo's book. We're gonna put the link to his book on Amazon, guys. Go get it and write a review.
How many likes
please.
we got, bro?
How many?
We have 696.
Guys,
Oh,
get
no.
us to 800 likes.
See, now we gotta plug everything right now.
Yeah, okay. Now
We can
we're
plug
going to
everything.
shamelessly sell Rollo's books,
And the albums that Rollo likes.
Hotep's books, and I'm just gonna say one time, patreon.com/freshfit,
Freshfit.
and I'm gonna play this annoying "Who Wants to Be a Millionaire" tune.
We
until
need
we get
800 likes.
800.
So we have a
And with that
Hotep.
said, yeah, I'm gonna get up.
plug
Hotep's
Hotep.
gonna come in.
No. Just go on mic 3.
Like 3.
Okay, yeah.
Let 'em
We
on.
need a chair. You can steal my chair. We gotta get the other chair and everything like that.
Yeah, guys, don't forget Rollo's book called Religion, 4th book on Amazon, right? Is
Amazon.
it anyone else?
It's on Kindle and Amazon.
Gotcha.
That's what's at. It will be, by the way, it will be on Audible right around the middle of March.
Got it. Because I know you guys like driving in the car. You like
Sam Bada is working on it right now,
Oh, yeah.
diligently.
Is he coming on today?
No,
No.
I wish. I should have had Sam come out.
Fresh, let
Hotep
Hotep
do
do
his
his job.
Oh man,
Sprinkle your...
Sandinista.
Fresh, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, what's up with the turban, bro? You going to Dubai?
The turban is for culture. Black Rasta has to keep his head covered.
It's only...
Tomorrow's show's gonna be lit.
Yo, I can't wait,
Tomorrow's
man.
show's gonna be fun.
What's up, man?
Oh
Have
my
you read
God.
The Rational Male before?
Well, sir, I have the presence.
What the fuck is wrong with
I have
you?
the author. I don't need the book. I have the author here.
React to me.
No, guys, for real though. Like the video, comment, subscribe. Also, check out Hotep. And look, there you go.
Come on, guys. 850 likes. Let's get it up.
You guys, are you familiar with Jim Rome? Do you know who Jim
Yeah,
Rome is?
yeah.
That's what you gotta. That's the voice you gotta imitate. Is Jim Rome?
Well, wait,
react to me. Have a take.
I can't do it, bro. I can't even
I
do
know
it, man.
he's got a distinct voice.
Damn.
Got Bible quotes in this bitch.
I do.
Guys, we need 850 likes. Let's get it up.
Yeah, how much likes we at right now?
There is
Yeah, 779.
balance.
You know,
This book looks deep.
it is. It's 400 pages.
Hold on.
Feminine mythology. Optimal hypergamy.
Guys, we're at 778. We're almost there. Holy crap. That was
I
quick.
know, it's quick, huh?
Let's go.
Keep
The
going.
covenant versus the contractual.
Yo,
marriage.
guys, should we have Rollo dissect Kiki Clout on live?
Oh man.
That'd be
Oh,
pretty
that
funny,
would be
right?
epic.
Yeah.
That would be epic.
Actually, both of y'all should dissect. her.
Yeah.
That would be epic. Show me the chat. Somebody show me the motherfucking
Yo,
chat.
If you
on the
get us
screen.
up to what? How many likes do we need?
Somebody
You know what?
say,
If we
800?
get 9,
your mom.
Yeah.
Get to 900 likes.
900
then
likes, we'll have
we
full-
will do Kiki.
we have
Clout.
Hotep and Rollo dissect Kiki in person in studio. How about that?
Kiki.
Kiki Clout, the girl that was twerking on the table.
Oh,
She's a
man.
porn star.
Oh man,
Oh man, that's gonna be
Deliver
wild.
her to my room.
795,
That's gonna
guys.
be wild. Extra guac. Great show, Myron. Fresh Rollo and Tom Brady. You guys are the goat.
there you go, man. He
How
called
many
me Tom
likes we
Brady.
at?
50 more likes, guys. We
Guys,
have
we're
800
almost
right
there.
now.
50 more likes.
Almost there, guys.
Patreon.com/Freshfit. Oh yeah. Make sure you join the Patreon.
Finish her.
We're gonna have
Oh,
titties.
Finish her.
800
gonna
likes
have-
already.
Kiki Clouts.
We're there.
Guys, we made it. 800 likes.
We hit 800.
That was quick.
Oh yeah.
900, bro.
You know what? 900 likes, fellas. We need.
Wait, play the music.
Oh yeah.
Which button is it?
Which button's music? Guys, we need.
I
900
never,
likes.
I
right now.
never
Let's
do
go.
this on my. I apologize. I never do this.
Once again, guys, check out the
I should, huh?
Rollo's book, Religion, Amazon, soon to be Audible, and also on.
Show blackmail you for likes.
There you go.
what's
Hotep,
the
what's
sound?
your stuff? BrianSharp.co.
BrianSharp.co.
You got a good book too. As I remember, it has a very, very attractive cover to the front of that.
I have the most awesomest cover in the history of books. And it was created by none other than Rollo motherfucking Tomassi.
Oh wow, I didn't even know.
Yeah, I did. For the immutable laws of masculinity, unbreakable laws.
I mean,
of masculinity.
I'm gonna ask this tomorrow, but how'd y'all meet?
God, online,
Twitter?
on Twitter.
Pause no homo, yeah.
Yeah.
We met on Tinder.
Oh,
That's a backstory, but you're gonna have to get us up to 900 likes before we can.
Oh, yes.
Hey.
900
821
likes.
right now. 821.
Start selling stuff.
HotepNation.com.
Guys, get the merch. Yeah,
HotepNation.com.
there you go.
Do I
Right
need
now,
merch? Should I
there's
get merch?
beef on
I
the
should get
streets.
Yeah.
This is exclusive drops right here.
We got a shirt for
people.
you actually.
You do?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
for that, yeah.
Nation.
But I mean, like for me,
Oh, yeah,
got
you should get
beef
merch.
with the Libertarian
rational-
Political Party.
The Rational Man.
the rational man,
There you go.
big old rib.
The rational man. There's no such thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, for real?
I remember that.
Hold on. How many likes are we at right now?
We had 832.
832, 70 more likes. 70 more likes.
Guys.
You guys can do it.
He said it's 900, Zachary.
Yeah.
900
Guys,
more
we're
fucking
also
likes.
100 subscribers away from 20K, guys. Guys, stop what you're doing right now.
100.
Sub to the channel, guys. We're 100 away from 20K. That's going to be like a whole celebration here.
Yo, if we hit 20K on live,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get drunk on stream. I'm gonna take shots. Of
Oh, that's
vodka.
something. You
Champagne.
Yo,
do we have
guys,
champagne?
if you
That's
wanna see-
something you want to
If you
see.
want to see Myron drunk out of his
That's
I'll take
something you
shots
want
of
to see.
Grey Goose from the
Again?
bottle.
That's
ass
something I want to see.
on
Oh, wait,
live.
wait. Read that. Who's that black sheep?
Oh, Black Sheep.
No, we already super chats in a bit.
Okay, we got to wait.
I like it before
We need 900
900
likes,
likes.
fellas. You're going to see Myron drunk with two bimbos.
Go tell your friends.
No, he said fresh. He said if we hit 20K likes on stream.
Sorry.
20K
20,000.
likes.
Pause, fresh.
If we hit
subscribers.
20K likes
20K
tonight,
likes.
That's Tim Pool
20K
numbers.
subs
Molly's gonna
on
get
stream.
sloshed
Myron Gaines will get drunk on air.
With two bimbos. Oh, guys, 20K.
with the hose
Oh,
around.
did?
Wait, guys, we are at 20K subscribers
Oh,
on air with Rollo in the office and Hotep Jesus.
How many is it?
20K.
How many you
hold
at right
Oh, I
now?
already looked.
Oh, you mean likes?
oh, we had 864 likes,
Guys, we hit 20K on the air.
and we just hit
I'm
20K.
I'm the
subs.
kingmaker.
Just
There you-
like that,
dude.
Oh,
1,000
man, there you go.
viewers?
Oh my God!
Oh, he's not
Oh,
playing, fellas.
He
Out.
pulled out the,
The big
Tito's,
bottle.
Tito's
Hey, the
We in
Grey
Miami.
Goose.
Tito's handmade
You
vodka.
guys are seeing history in the
Oh,
This
making
thing
right
is
now.
cold, man.
Oh, he got
Oh.
the Pat
Oh,
Ron.
man, I gotta get you some tap 357.
Oh
I
man,
gotta get you some tap right whiskey.
Wait,
y'all might have to
wait.
let me hit
I need to
this
see
Pat
some
Ron.
of my brands on.
Wait. Is Rollo gonna drink a White Claw today?
No, I'm not.
He's like, no. He's like, no.
And actually, I'm gonna read a few chats because we're gonna lose them soon.
Okay, go.
Go for it.
$5 extra guac. Great show, Myron, Fresh, and Rollo. Tom Brady. You
guys
guys
are
are
the
the GOAT.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Let's
guac.
see, we got
We got-
Avid Hiker, $20. Wishing the best to the Freshnfit family. Salute to the Godfather.
Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate that, man.
iFlax, $20. SEK. Why do women love foreign guys?
It's-
And wearing guys have the
We'll answer that
question.
soon as well.
Why do women love foreign
Because
guys?
They
they're
different.
because they're out of tribe.
They different, man.
Perfect. Red Pill Mike, $5. Philion sounds like the result of Mr. McFeely and Mr. Rogers smashing each other and producing a child against the laws of nature.
What the heck?
870.
We have Don DeMarco, $4.99.
On the
We'll have
Marco.
about 12 slash 1,300 viewers
I
by
don't
the
wanna
time
touch
you read this.
Here, I'll do it myself. Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco.
Okay.
No, don't.
We need at least 1K likes. No exceptions. Rollo in the building. Special night. Likes are free.
Don DeMarco on it.
Guys, we're at 878 likes, guys. We're
900.
almost at 900 likes, guys.
900.
And guess what? All your questions are going to be answered after 900 likes. So if you want your questions answered, go ahead and get the likes up.
Our
Pretty much.
Bravo Fitness. $4.99. Philion sounds like Matthew McConaughey's
Hayes.
legitimate son.
Damn.
Guys, if I
That's
missed
messed up.
super chats, please at me in the chat. I
Hold
will
on.
scroll up and I'll read it.
We got Dexter.
Tugwell, motivation, $5. Greetings from Jamaica, Rollo. Your book
Jamaica
helped
in the
me
house.
Understand female nature
Pick up yourself.
and how hypergamy works.
Thank you.
Big up to Myron and Fresh. Enough respect. God bless.
That's really
Job
Pick yourself, man.
bless.
God bless.
Ben Flavor, Red Pill Aware, $10. Rollo keep telling the same clear message until his face turned blue.
Mhm.
Men are refusing to get it. Respect to the Godfather, Myron and Fresh.
Guys,
I'm only
don't
one
forget,
man. You have
We
to
almost
help
at the light goal.
Spread
Make
the
sure you
word.
hit the like button.
Each
Guys.
one tell one.
Sub to the channel.
Steal your mama's
Get the merch,
cell
fellas.
phone. Log on to YouTube and press the like button.
Exactly.
899?
Oh,
There it is.
One
And then
more.
nine- one more?
900 likes.
900. There you go.
There it is.
Boom.
All right.
good job,
You
fellas.
did
Good
it.
job,
See?
fellas. Supporting the cause, man.
Hotep come in here and work his magic.
There you go.
Dom DeMarco.
You know what's funny? Hotep Jesus, he performs miracles, man.
Yeah, he does perform miracles. So,
Hey,
and I'm
we
gonna
got a
double
nut-
check here. Go ahead.
$99 chat.
The black sheep.
The Black Sheep.
All right.
Don
Hi.
DeMarco, Myron.
Yep. Don
Thank you,
DeMarco
brother.
for that one.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Dom
that.
DeMarco.
Hi,
Uh,
Rollo. Recently, I've been seeing lots of females convert to Islam. They're between the ages of 26 and 37.
Mhm.
Do you think it's a move to expand their SMP or a sincere conversation, a conversion? To me, it comes off as a "I found God" moment based on their age. Thanks.
Yeah. Epiphany face. I would make a direct connection. If that, I would need to see the numbers and the stats and what you're talking about. But if it's just like what you're seeing anecdotally, I would definitely say, particularly that age, yes, Epiphany phase. Looking for the long-term security that I was just talking about a minute ago.
Bam, bam.
Okay.
All right.
Before we had 900 likes, before you had 20,000
We're going back to
before you had 1,000 guys.
Thanks to
watching
Rollo.
this live.
Well, thanks. Shout out to Rollo Tomassi, man.
For
Best
being
time
here,
to
man.
get 20K subs is with Rollo in the house. Do we got more super chats?
Yeah, we got more.
Okay.
Don DeMarco 49. You Simps invest in the P sleeve. You never get you never get.
The P
Invest
sleeve.
into the Manosphere programs, books, and Patreon courses and YouTube vids. Hashtag Rollo press the button.
Oh man,
This
yo,
one.
keep it there, bro. Keep it there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. I have to give you my sound drops. I got to give you my South Park sound.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we got.
Oh man,
bunch.
these things are coming in hot. All
Holy
right, we'll read
smokes.
these and then we're gonna
That's
keep going
exactly
with the
what happened
show,
last night.
guys,
Yeah,
because we still got a few topics
I
to
wonder
hit
why.
here. I'm not gonna start getting lit yet, but I will start eventually. All right.
You're
Don
gonna be
DeMarco.
hammered by the time those girls.
Dude,
get
dude, hold on, guys. Myron being lit is not no joke. It's gonna be a crazy show, guys.
It's rare. Yeah, it's very rare.
Don DeMarco 19. I'm Guyanese. What a Hennessy at, bro.
Hey, Maganis,
Barbados.
Oh,
Okay.
stunt boy.
Roland Colthurst.
I guess I'm in charge of this now.
There you go.
That was easy. It's down to board effect. Congrats on 20K.
Oh, so that was easy. I got to find that one. I got you. All right, continue on, Chris.
Still sleeping, bro.
That was
Hey.
easy.
$50 super chat. My favorite bros all in one stream. Keep up the great work and keep spreading the word to men everywhere. We need this message out there.
Yep.
Congrats on making it 20K subs. 100K by the end of this year. Hashtag Don DeMarco.
Thank you, man.
Yo, toast to
Appreciate it, bro.
John from Bulldog Mindset as I drink my White Claw so I can watch my figure.
That's still sleeping, bro.
Still sleeping, bro.
Still sleeping, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got the same logo color scheme.
Okay.
Oh, that was a joke. Oh man,
No,
I thought
no.
that was. Oh, okay.
No, you're blind.
I am blind. I don't got my
Yeah,
glasses.
2K, 499.
CGK2. Okay.
Congrats on 20K.
Thank
Sup,
you, man.
fellas?
I need an excuse to drink this
So
White Claw.
humble. Yo, you know what? Real quick, can we bring Ryan on here?
Yeah, real quick.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just say, you know what I'm saying? As a thank you for coming.
Put your face on.
There you go, man.
There it
Shout out
is.
to Ryan, man, supporting us from all the way from Colorado.
One of the
From
Freshfit
Colorado.
fam
There you
members,
go,
man.
man.
Let's
All right,
get it.
bro.
Christian
Thank you, Ryan.
Matizo, 299. Myron about to commit some. harem.
It's already happening, man. It's already happening.
Okay.
Christopher Fakey 799. Shout out to the Rational Mail for being my first taste of the RP. Don DeMarco for 20K subs. Also thanks to Philion. Also thanks to Philion for leading me to your channel. Thank you,
Oh,
Philion.
nice.
Oh, okay.
Wow, thank you, man. A convert.
Hey, damn, man. Thank you for that, bro.
Welcome.
Appreciate that.
Welcome, brother.
Link $10. Please order up some champagne for Rollo.
You know what?
for the-
We should get lit tonight, bro.
Yeah, I think we are gonna.
Don
We're gonna be a celebration.
Rollo, would you go to the club with us?
I'll go to the club with you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, if you
Okay. There
you might
go.
see us at the
It's
strip club later.
Tuesday.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
I thought you got kicked out of that place. You told me you got 86 from that.
Okay.
Oh man.
All right.
We will not speak about that. Okay.
Am I wrong?
We got Don.
No, you're
We got Don DeMarco.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to Fresh. I'm Guyanese. I'll make some curry.
Yo, curry is good, man. Yo, Rollo, you ever had curry
Oh,
before?
I love curry.
See, Rollo knows about Caribbean food, guys. He knows Haitian food.
Asian food,
Dominican food.
Link again.
Puerto Rican food, Cuban food.
Oh no, he read
Good.
that one. Please order some champagne. Thank you, Link, for that.
All right,
And then
thanks,
what
Link.
else?
Cheers, fellas. Josh Holloway, $5. Rollo, what's the psychology between no contact and why do women start to become attracted when you drop contact?
That's going to be
after the
covered here
contact?
in the next section.
We'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Good question.
Sydney PTF just bought Hotep's book
30 seconds ago. Hey,
Rollo's
Nice.
book already on my shelf.
bam. Hotep, you got a sale. Take it in the bathroom, chilling. Okay.
Knowledge Seeker 699.
He's taking a dump.
Can you guys ask the girls to drink as well? The last video where the girls were drunk revealed so much.
Oh, guys, you know what?
Body language.
We'll have them drinking from before.
Yeah. We'll do that for you guys.
Sydney PTF $2. PS, congrats on 20K.
Thank you, man.
Well deserved.
Hard
Thank you,
work,
man.
man.
Still think, bro. Myron blind ass thing. Thank.
Yeah.
it wrong, bro.
Yeah, I can't see without my glasses, guys.
Facts.
Guys. Okay.
And the last one. Working out with Wayne 199. I'm flying down from DC tonight. Turn up.
Oh
Nice,
man,
bro.
it's lit.
Nice.
Okay.
All right,
And
Wayne.
One more at 499. I've had a great run dating on relationship wise. 40 in 2 years.
Oh, one night stands.
Oh,
okay.
One night stands.
Yeah.
40 in 2 years under 6 figures. No kids right now. Best to focus on myself or to maximize peak SMV window.
We will talk about that as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
Okay. So
What
we
should I do?
so we're gonna move. We're gonna go back to regularly scheduled programming, guys. Here, okay. Okay, so now we're gonna hit religion and the red pill, guys, because this is as you guys know, I grew up Muslim, so I'm gonna really be paying attention to this section. Rollo, can you tell us a little bit about religion and the red pill?
The main purpose, the main reason why I put this together was because I saw a lot, as I was saying before, like I saw a lot of guys sort of intermingling their blue pill conditioning with religion, with the religions that they have. And you'll still see this today. And I don't, maybe it's not in your feeds, but certainly in the manosphere, it's been around really, I think, since the early days, since the mid 2000s. And again, like I was saying before, one of the main reasons I started writing this book was because guys would say, I'm a Muslim and I see exactly what you're talking about here, but I can't put it into practice. I can't spin plates.
Yeah.
Right. I don't believe in premarital sex. My family is going to prearrange a marriage for me. That's another aspect of religion. And so I started asking questions like, well, what's the latent function of that? Like, why would that even be a thing? And why is, I really wish I would have asked the girls this last night, but when it comes to like prearranged marriages, right? Why do women just go, oh, they recoil when you, that's so repressive. That's so barbaric.
Yeah.
You know, you don't let me fall in love and find it. And I think a lot of people don't realize that the idea, what I call the romantic ideal, which is another very important theme in the book, is that we didn't always used to think this way. So what we've done right now is we've incorporated into even our most orthodox religions today, what I call the romantic ideal. And the romantic ideal is that you're supposed to lift that woman up to be it's like pedestalized. Literally, you want to know where pedestalization of women comes from? It comes from the romantic ideal. You will see that in mythological literature. You'll see it in Shakespeare. You'll see it in even Ovid, like from way back in ancient Greece. You will see this sort of, this divine love for the woman. And really what it is just this lifting up of a human female, right? If you just break it down to like, okay, this is a human female, this is a human male. Why does the male worship the female? Why does the male feel like he has to lift her up and make her more than he is so that she will like him? And really what it comes back down to is the ideal of, well, the romantic ideal, but that comes from what we know as courtly love. And not all societies have had this. This has been something that's been going on for really, I mean, our common notion of like what chivalry is, for example, chivalry had nothing to do with women in the very beginning. Chivalry in the Middle Ages was a sort of a code of conduct between very violent men who had access to horses and armor, and they were beating the hell out of each other.
Okay.
But they had it was what's called brigandism, right? They had these guys who were it was lawlessness. And so what would happen is people would congregate around wealthy landowners like the fiefs and the slaves and the commoners because they needed that protection. And so they had to organize something around this, and they had a code, what was called the Code of Chivalry. And it's not just in Western Europe. You also had this in the Bushido Code in like Japan, for example. So it's not just a westernized ideal, it's a masculine patriarchal ideal. And so chivalry, as it was intended, was meant to be a code of honor between men. And women were, they might have factored in a little bit on the side, but no more than your duty, your fealty to your noble or your land or your nation or your tribe or whatever. It played upon men's sense of like martial honor. And so that's where chivalry kind of came from. But later on, towards like, say, the beginning of the Renaissance, right around, maybe it was a little bit before that, but there became the ideal of the romantic ideal, which is courtly love. And so wealthy, noble women inserted into the chivalric code, you got to take care of women. You got to earn Milady's favor. You got to play her games. You got to lift her up.
You got to be a white knight.
And so, and in the book, I make mention of this, is that chivalry, the way that we know it, the romanticized version of chivalry that we know today, like if you go and you watch like King Arthur or Robin Hood or any of these, like the movies, like in Hollywood, just loves the romantic ideal. Has always loved the romantic ideal. But the romantic ideal is that men are less and they must gain access to Milady. So you got to carry her books home from school, Johnny. You have to do these things. You have to merit and earn the woman's love and trust and everything else. All the beta buck side of hypergamy. You've got to qualify yourself. And that's one of the things that like the early PUAs did. was they flipped the script.
Yep.
You buy me a drink.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm the shit. You're not the shit. You qualify to me.
Yep.
Neg hits and all these. And you want to know why people hate PUA so much? It's because it flips that script that they've been taught by the blue pill about the romantic ideal, that if you were to do these things, she would never go out with you. Any girl who has self-esteem wouldn't go out with a pickup artist. Unfortunately, those guys are the only reason you know their names is because it worked.
Yep.
Game worked.
Yep.
But so the romantic ideal is that it's worked its way into sort of our social fabric, and it's not just in Christian cultures, it's in Jewish cultures, it's in Muslim cultures, it's in our sort of global secular culture. And remember what I was saying about the new order and the old order? In that new order, the basis of gynocentrism is on the romantic ideal.
Mhm.
So men have to qualify to women, and that's just always going to be the way that it is, because women have sex, right?
Mhm.
Women have what you want, and they're the vulnerable sex, so you have to protect them, and you have to do all this good stuff to qualify for their attentions.
Yep.
And so how do we do that? How do we convince guys to be monogamous? How do we convince guys to be to put women above themselves? Well, we come up with mythology. We come up with religion. We come up with an ideal that says romance and true love. True love is the true love is the highest ideal. It's the highest goal. And so I explore in the book also like our understanding of what love is according to how we're socialized to believe in the romantic ideal.
Yep.
So when I talk about how women and men's concepts of love differ, that's where that comes from. So it's not always like the way that we did marriage in the past, the way that we had intersexual relationships in the past is not how we do it now.
Yep.
So those are some of the themes that I hit on. But the romantic ideal is very important because it puts men into a default state of having to qualify. You want to talk about the burden of performance, where men have to become and women just are.
Yep.
That right there is the perfect analogy of the romantic ideal. I just am, and you have to measure up to my expectations.
Yep.
The woman is the measurement of that man's self-worth, his competency, his dominance. Are you the most dominant guy in the group? Yeah, well, then I want to bang you. Like women want guys that other men want to be, and other women want to. And
Mystery talked about this in his book. He came up with an array of I think it was 7 attraction triggers, and one of the big ones was leader of men.
Right.
So
what happens, and just to put the period on this, is that romantic ideal has found its way into our religions.
Okay.
And we don't even know that it's there, but we presume that it's there. So
it's accepted.
If I have gotten into some very extended debates about the soulmate myth.
Yeah.
One-itis is what the PUAs called it, but it's the soulmate myth. The soulmate myth was established as sort of this mythological ideal to keep people in monogamous relationships.
Yep.
You're my one out of the millions of people that are here on planet Earth. And if I lose you, I can't live without you. And in some cases, men literally can't live without them, and they kill themselves as a result of that. So those ideals, that socio-sexual interaction between men and women finds its way into our belief systems. And that's what I explore in book 4.
Bam.
Yo,
okay. We'll hit super chats and we'll hit the next topic, which this one is going to be a good one on the next one. Go ahead, Chris. You got it.
1 second. We missed one from Ricky Webster. Super chat. I know some women in their 40s who still believe that they can get any man they want. Be please. Simply delusional.
Wow.
And there's a million black pill guys going, yeah, because they can. All they do is spread their legs, and anybody just
older chicks, bro. A lot of the time they be
stupid,
thinking that they can get
stupid.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Workout with Wayne 199. I'm flying down from
I
DC
think
tonight.
we read that one already. Thank you, Workout Wayne.
Okay, I think it's one that's new.
No, he read that one too. We read that one.
1 second. I've got Greg Gore.
Thank you, man.
$2. Tom D.
New Zealand in the house.
Right.
New Zealand. Shout out to Rashid Mel. Life
right.
changer.
That's where I'm gonna move.
Bam. New Zealand.
Don DeMarco 199. Rollo, I'll watch the 1030 podcast. #, drink alcohol.
Yeah, we're gonna have another show. It's gonna be good, guys. We'll have some ladies in the house for that one.
Sajade 64, $20. Is there a religion more complete for optimizing the male and female sexual mating strategy than Islam? Women get an alpha and men get more than one woman.
Yeah, man. Islam had it right, bro. I mean, and don't worry, we will talk about that as well. And stay tuned. I'm going to bring Abu American also, and we're going to discuss this.
Wando, $5. I have practical and intellectual understanding of all the RP content, but at times the end goal feels a bit too individualistic and nihilistic thoughts.
Hey man, reality doesn't conform to your like to feelings, bro. You know what I mean? It is what it is. What else do we got?
So that's all we have.
That's all we got. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, we got Hero in the house.
Hey, Hero.
Shout out to
Call
Hero.
him trouble.
Celebrity.
There you go.
So the next topic, guys, we're going to talk about is the globalized sexual marketplace. And we touched on it a little bit earlier, but this is very important to talk about, especially with, as you guys know, me and Fresh, we specialize in social media type game, Instagram, everything like that. Our DMs on the man course. We talked to you guys about how to leverage Instagram to get women. And, we basically had 10 modules in there, but we had a bunch of Zoom calls on different topics with it. And Rollo's also talked extensively about the globalized sexual marketplace. Rollo, can you, I guess, define what the globalized sexual marketplace is in today's day and age, and then like how it's changed the dating market?
Sure. As I was saying before, when we were talking about like the new age of enlightenment, right? The new old order thinking versus new order thinking. We are, and I don't think this is any shock to anyone, but we constantly hear, usually it's in political streams, but we hear about globalization. And we talk about globalizing markets. We talk about globalizing, political powers and things like that. But it's much more than just that, because now we're putting everybody in the same room. So whereas before you had your family, your tribe, your nation, your region,
Hotep Nation,
wherever you were was sort of your localized place, your localized marketplace. We can look at it in terms of economy. I look at it in terms of intersexual dynamics. So while we can talk about globalizing an economy or one world economy or one world politic or one world religion, there's also a global sexual marketplace that is really now rapidly, I think more rapidly than any of these other markets, more rapidly has become something that we've had to deal with. We just don't realize that we're dealing with it. And I think a lot of guys are, again, remember I said that we're having to interpret this new data with old order ways of thinking.
Yeah.
So our old order way of thinking about intersexual dynamics was what I call the local sexual marketplace. So we're here in Miami right now, and we were seeing lots of beautiful women walk by, and you're talking, this is like the Olympics of game, right? You have to have like a game when you come here. You have to be a professional. This is professional game right here. If you're in Butte, Montana, your game in that local market, in that local sexual marketplace, there's a lot more room. There's a lot more margin for error. Right? The barrier to entry for a Butte, Montana 7 is not this barrier to entry for a 7 here on South Beach. So that's the localized thing. And as I said before, back in the day, before pre-internet, pre-new enlightenment, we had the way that we met, men and women got together was through family, through school, through their Bible
social
study,
circle. Most guys meet women through social circle games.
Social circles, their religion. Work is another one. Like you had to be in the vicinity of that person, and so that's what I sort of refer to as the local sexual marketplace. And for a very long time, that was all you got. If you grew up in a small town and there were only like 4 eligible chicks in that town that you could get with, odds are you're probably going to get with one of those girls. If you're in Miami, if you're in New York, you're in LA, that's a much larger pool of that. It's a bigger local sexual marketplace, but that's what that is. And then there's little sub marketplaces in between there. Now we have entered into a global sexual marketplace. And this is the example I usually give is one of my best friends, Ray, he's a Filipino. And as a Filipino, as you probably know, they're very short men.
Yes.
Okay? So the average height of a Filipino is
jalapeno.
I want to say I'm pretty sure it's like 5'5" or 5'4".
Yep.
I'm not really sure what the stats.
Whereas an American guy is 5'9", right?
5'9" is the average size or average height of a man. So imagine this: you're a Filipino man, and it's prior to the Spanish coming over and colonizing the Philippine Islands, right? The tallest guy on the Philippine Islands, maybe he's 5'6". Maybe he's 5'7", and that dude is like he's the shit, right? I mean, like women want to get with that guy because height is one of the most universal attraction cues for women. So the tallest man that any Filipino woman has ever seen is 5'7". Then the Spaniards come over, and one of those guys is 5'9". not even 6 feet, which we are, you talk about all the time.
Makes me look
He's
short.
5'9", and holy shit, he looks different than anybody that's on this island. He's taller than these guys.
Mhm.
He's got a gun. He's got armor on or whatever else that he's got from that particular time period, whatever when they came over.
Mhm.
And so now you've gone from that localized sexual marketplace to the Philippine Islands, and then maybe the men of Spain who are now coming over and colonizing your island. Now, this is just an example I use, but so now that's the benchmark.
Yep.
5'9".
Yep. 5'9".
I can get a guy who's 5'9".
Yep.
Well, now that's what's happened is the global sexual marketplace has intruded into that local sexual marketplace.
Yes.
And so what happens is women say, well, why do I want to get with the guy who's 5'4" when I can get with this guy who's 5'9"?
Yes.
And I'm using this. I'm not saying it's all based on height, but I'm just saying that
That's one micro example.
One factor.
Yep.
Okay. So when we take that example and we globalize that, now you have women in India, in Japan, in China, in Poland, in Czechoslovakia, wherever it is, and they see guys who are like international. They see guys who there's every guy from 5'5" guy all the way up to 7 foot tall guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the problem that we have, and you want to say, you were talking about like social media and everything.
Yes.
That's one of the big problems right now is because women believe that they are entitled to the guy who is 6 foot tall. As you
Hold
always
on,
talk
hold
about.
up.
Yep.
Rewind that real fast.
So they're entitled to the guy who is the best that they can do.
Yes.
Because remember, hypergamy does not seek its own level. It's always looking for the bigger and the better deal. And in this case, since we're talking about height, that happens to be the guy who's 6 foot tall. And you know what the stats are for guys who are 6 foot tall. I mean, what did you say? The percentage of guys who are 6 foot tall is what?
About 14.5% or so of guys are over 6 feet or taller, and then over 6'2" is about 3% of the male population. And something else too, Rollo, that because I love that you said that, because once a girl gets a certain caliber of man, she's gonna feel entitled to that caliber of guy. And I'll give you an example here in Miami, right? So as you guys know, me and Fresh deal with a lot of girls that deal with rappers, athletes, whatever it may be, go on boat parties, whatever. When you deal with these types of chicks, and me and Fresh talk about this all the time, when a woman has a certain perception of reality of the type of men that she can attract, she's going to start to think that's what she can actually get all the time and have these guys commit to her. But that's one of the biggest fatal mistakes that women make is thinking, oh, these types of guys go after me, NBA players, NFL players, rappers, whatever. Yeah. But what they don't realize is these guys are just going to smash you and pass you. But they think, I've hooked up with this guy in the past. I can get this guy. And this is why so many women that, let's keep it real, 5s, 6s, 4s, whatever, they might smash a Chad here or there, a guy way out their league. But then they'll go back and they won't be able to go back and deal with a guy on their level that's average.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is why so many women have an inflated sense of ego, because once they experience that high life, it's very difficult for them to go back. And we see this all the time in Miami, because an attractive girl here is almost always going to be rubbing elbows with some kind of high value guy at a mansion party, boat party, whatever it is. Go Fresh.
Rollo, I'll take a step further. So, you know, he's talked about girls in like low suburban areas, right? Like North Dakota, someplace far out, right?
Yeah.
What happens is those girls get flown out to like Miami, New York.
Oh yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
They get a taste of the alpha 6-figure guy, and he has fun with her for like the weekend or the week. Sends her back home. Guess what?
All the guys in Butte, Montana ain't shit.
Nothing to her. So just that global marketplace of being able to be seen on Instagram, getting flown out to another dude that's high value, the guys are going to suffer back home, because guess what? Her mindset is, you know what? Timmy, my neighbor, doesn't have a Lexus or a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
So
or a boat.
He can't compare. So
all right.
Yeah.
Now take that and extrapolate, multiply that exponentially across the entire planet. And that's what I'm talking about. Eventually, where you're going to get.
Right.
So, I one of the best books I think that Roosh ever wrote was called Pussy Paradise, where he was trying. He was trying to find like the pussy pair. Like this is where it's
a good example.
The women run like a mighty river here, and I can, it's like easy.
This was him going to Poland.
Yeah.
For the people that are wondering, Roosh wrote a book. He has a bunch of travel books, like
lay guides.
They're
lay guides. They're not.
They're all gone now. You can't get them.
Items.
But he has he has like Bang Brazil, Bang Colombia, whatever it is, and he wrote like very detailed books on how to get girls in different types of countries. But Pussy Paradise was a book that was written specifically on exploiting Poland. It was one of his favorite countries.
And then he did
I'll let
bang Poland as well.
He did bang Poland.
So
Go ahead.
what had happened is this, and I again, another good example of local versus global sexual marketplaces.
Yes.
Is he left Poland for a while.
Yes.
And then in Pussy Paradise, he comes back to Poland because he thinks he's going to find his nice little blushing, perfect, perky tits, blonde hair Polish girl who's going to be his wife. By the time he gets back, he finds out that the sexual marketplace in Poland has completely changed.
Yes.
In 2 years.
Yeah. Oh, was it only 2 years?
It was
Okay, because
only
I
2
forget the
years.
window
Yeah.
that he. Okay.
Yeah. And so so right now I hear this all the time. Guys go, you need to, if you really want to find a good feminine woman who's like, a backcountry woman or something like that, go to Thailand or go to Southeast Asia or go to where the Philippines, right? Go somewhere where you'll find them. And it's like you have the golden ticket because you're a Western white guy who's 6 foot tall and they'll want you, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Those women that you think are the backcountry women who are going to be your babushka or whatever, that's going to have babies for you, whatever it is, they have this now. They have cell phones now. They have access to the global sexual marketplace. And even if they're not exploiting that, even if they're not leveraging that, it doesn't matter if they can do it out here. It matters that it's happening up here.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think I don't want to settle for some schmuck who's from the old country. I want the guy who's a baller from Miami. And I deserve that because I deserve the best.
And I want to say this real fast too because Roosh, as much as I personally like Roosh, I read his books. I think I like his content.
I like Roosh's old stuff. I like Roosh pre 2015.
Gotcha. I will say this. He made a lot of incredible predictions that are coming true right
Absolutely.
now. He predicted back in the early 2010s that men having clout and social status on the internet fame was going to be the top way to get girls, which is already happening now. We've had a bunch of guests on the show and other people as well that we've spoken with that are, have some influence. And they all source their girls from Instagram, man. These guys aren't cold approaching chicks no more.
Listen, me and Myron tell you guys all the time. If you have the status, they will come.
Yep. Facts.
Fame plus game. Fame plus game is what he said. He also said flaking will reach epidemic proportions.
Yes, he did call that. He did call that.
He also said that what else was in that one?
He mentioned night game?
Fame plus game. And then he also said that, you have to F close. You have to fuck close to actually get into any kind of long-term relationship where, and we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Back in the day, old order thinking.
Yeah.
Getting a girl's digits, right? Getting that. They even wrote songs about it. Let me get them digits, right? Let me get your phone number. Phone number doesn't mean jack shit.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Nope.
Back in the mystery days, and this is why. And
but that was a measure of success.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And here's the thing with mystery. I loved his books. I personally think I tell guys all the time when we do our private coaching, whatever. You need to read The Rational Male to learn the theory and the background. Then you can then you need to read The Mystery Method with practice. And if you read those two things, you'll have a pretty good grasp on why women do the things that they do when they mate select. And in the book, and mind you guys, Mystery Method is based on the early 2000s, right? So getting number closes back then meant something. Nowadays, it doesn't mean anything.
A measurement of success.
Because girls can block your number now. Like they'll leave you on scene. Hell, even one of the girls said it here.
Yeah.
Guys, watch that interview yesterday. You're going to see a lot of RP truths. But long story short, ask the girl, hey, if a guy stutters and comes up to you, what would you do? And the girls were like, well, I'd give him my number. I'd give him a chance. I feel bad for him, but I just would not respond. I wouldn't go out on a date with him. And this is what's going on. This is what the marketplace has come to because a phone number
filibuster
used to mean something. And we talked about this with Hotep, how the flake rate back in the 90s, etc., was much lower than it is now.
Yes.
But since women have an abundance of options, thanks to their smartphone, it's changed the game.
And they are dealing in a global sexual marketplace rather than the local sexual marketplace. If they had to put that guy on hold, or if they had to give that guy sort of give him the let's just be friends. I asked that yesterday. I said, have you ever given a guy a let's just be friends?
Yeah.
And a lot of them didn't know because there's not really any reason for women to do that now because of this.
Yeah.
Right.
And
more free attention.
But it used to be a big deal. Like, when she tells you, I just want to be friends. I wrote essays about, what to do when a girl gives you a let's just be friends rejection.
Yep.
And it has become less and less common. And I think as a result of technology, because once you get ghosting is the new let's just be friends.
Yeah, that's exactly how women do it now. And the other thing too.
But see,
go ahead.
This is why, right? We tell our clients, for example, you can give a girl your phone number. But if you give her your Instagram, she can see your lifestyle.
Yep.
Right.
And that will play into, the guy seems
me.
pretty cool. I think I could go on a date with him.
And a girl that otherwise would have probably curved you if you only got her phone number. If she sees your lifestyle, sees your Instagram, she might give you a chance. And here's another thing too. Old dating advice. Let's talk about this. You get a girl's phone number. What do they say? Wait 2 weeks to text her. bruh. If you do that now,
Oh,
like
Not
no,
anymore.
what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna be
Yeah, you're gonna take an L, man. So it's like you can't do that. You can't like
Back when we had
you know,
answering machines,
yeah.
maybe that was the thing, but now it's the technology has again, it's the data, the technology has changed the way that human beings interact with each other.
Yeah, man.
And it's the dating market, sexual market is the first place it starts.
We got super chats.
Yes, before I lose them.
Okay.
King Chris, $5.
And can you turn up the USB, Chris, too?
Yes.
Okay.
how to put some money.
How to put some money in for drugs after the show, boys.
Boy,
Congrats on 20K subs, Chris, Tom,
Modafinil.
Fresh, and Myron.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
thanks, Chris.
That might be
thank you, Chris.
modafinil. That's about it.
Jason the Dream, $5. What's going on, guys? I see you got the Godfather in the building. Keep up the content. Respect.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much
guys.
for that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Papa Sote Rojo. That's my CPA right there. Steve, guys, awesome guy. Saved me a lot of money. Go ahead, Chris.
Rollo, love your work. It's important work. You have helped me and many others tremendously. Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Rollo, you
Thank
helped him get through a divorce, man.
Oh, did
So
I? Cool.
yeah, shout out to Steve, guys. That's my accountant man. Hit him up.
Guys,
We're gonna have him in studio as well to talk about money.
1,200 live viewers right now, guys.
1261. I
Taking
think that's a
pictures,
record.
brother.
Did
Thanks
this beat
to
our real
Rollo.
reaction? Shout out to Rollo. Got us
Yeah,
our,
thanks to
our
Rollo,
high.
man.
We had I thought, man, okay, our real reaction got beat. What else do we
There you
got?
go.
I believe we're good.
We're good now. We're caught up. Okay, so yeah, going back with the global sexual marketplace, man. And what it's done is I think it's kind of the people that suffer the most. I think two people suffer with the globalized sexual marketplace: the average guy, and then women in the long term suffer. And what I mean by this is that once a woman gets a taste of that high life, she comes down to Miami, she meets these high value guys. Because guys, best believe a lot of you guys comment, Myron, not every single girl that is from the streets. Not every single girl comes down and gets invited to match parties, blah, 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 blah. Yo, shut the fuck up. I'm here to tell you guys right here, right now, girls travel at an alarming rate by themselves to Tulum, to Miami, to Vegas, to LA, to New York City, to Chicago, major cities. Bruh, they ain't going there to just take pictures, okay? They're going there to meet higher value guys that probably set something up. I can't tell you how many girls hit me and Fresh up from other states before they come here saying, yo, I'm coming to Miami in a week or so. I'm talking to a hot chick from California right now that I showed Rollo. She's telling me I'm going to be in Miami in early February. I want to meet up with you, whatever. Guys, this is the new marketplace. You know what I'm saying?
Also,
Go
the girl from yesterday, she's like, I took a trip to Vegas on the weekend.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, who'd you go to see? Oh, some friends. You asked the girl, was it a guy? She's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
You already know what time that is,
So I
man.
was like, yo.
Yeah, guys, times have changed significantly with the marketplace.
Here's the other thing about the local versus global. When you're talking about flaking, and we're just talking about like, I think one of the reasons why we don't see let's just be friends rejections anymore is because of the global sexual marketplace. Because in the local sexual marketplace, you could do that. In fact, that was expected from women to say, "Hey, I don't think of you that way. I think of you as a brother."
Yeah.
You know, which by the way means I think of sex with you as incest.
Yeah, that is literally that is just a
So when women give you that, I just want to be friends thing, that is a rejection that is unique, really, or I should say, it originated, let's say, in the local sexual marketplace because you had to see that guy again.
Yeah.
Because at some point maybe you saw him at the gym, at school, at church, or wherever in your social circle, and he made the jump. He tried to get there. He tried to get in there, and she said no, denied. But can we be friends? And the guy goes, yeah, I guess we can because then I'll have a chance, right? And so it keeps him stringing on, and that was really difficult. Now you don't have to worry about that because the guy that she's rejecting might live in Russia, might live in the UK, so when I was asking those girls last night about like Tinder and Bumble and all that other stuff, you got to remember that they're getting hit on by guys that are all over in the global sexual market. They even admitted they were getting hit on by NBA players, NFL players. One went on a date with a Disney star.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like this is the world that we're in now, guys. Things have changed. Another thing too, I want to say real quick before I forget
and that by the way, just let me finish this thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's also why the rejection today in the global sexual marketplace is ghosting.
Yes,
because you're probably not going to see that guy.
There's no negative consequences.
Delete everything out.
Right. There's no negative consequences.
And you go, I guess I got ghosted.
And Roosh made another great point. A lot of good predictions from Roosh. Another one he made was Night Game being killed by the smartphone, which I will tell you guys as an advocate for Night Game that for sure, I will say this. He said smartphones and VIP bottle service killed night game. And it's true because you come to Miami, for example, right? Let's say you want to go to Live, Story, top clubs here, right? If you don't get a table, bro, it's a dub. Like, it's just like you're going to just take an L, because the girls, what they're going to do is they're going to congregate and try to get into the tables, because it's going to be liquor there. There's going to be able to sit down. They're going to get higher perceived status. Like I always say, women are resource / clout extractors.
Do you know who RSD Jeffy is? The guy he was a it's probably not with them anymore, but he was an RSD teacher or instructor, Jeffy.
Okay, I've heard the name before.
He used
but
to do
and
this was back, maybe he doesn't do it anymore, but back in 2014, 2016, somewhere in there, he was running a special kind of game called like nightclub game, kind of like a social circle / nightclub game. I called it Mooch game.
Okay, yep.
because he picked up on exactly what you were talking about like you get bottle service and people come to your thing. Well, he had found some like techniques so that you could sort of get in good with the guys who had bought the table. And like, you don't have to have any money. You're just the mooch, right? You're just there to swoop on the girls that come in to those tables, and how to sort of ingratiate yourself with the guy who actually has the money to buy the table. And I know, because I had to work with these guys, the guys who have the bottle service and the guys who bought a full on table, and they've got more people. They want people to come into their circle, because then it gives them social proof. And so because they're looking for social proof and they're looking for pre-selection, you go, hey, I'll be happy to pat you on the back and praise you while I'm drinking your booze and I'm macking on your girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take a step further, right? And this is what game is important. So you can have girls come to your table at night game. What happens is, if you don't have enough game to hold them there and actually fall for you in a sense,
or more importantly, vet out.
Vet.
Because a lot of girls go to the club now. Let's keep it real, guys. It used to be where women will go to the club and the bar to actually meet men or get a social situation. Now it's to take pictures and to show a certain lifestyle. That's what it's about now. You know what I mean?
Brand management.
Yes.
But guess what? When they're done taking their stories on their Instagram, I was about to say that, right? They're gonna go to the dude in your DM saying, "Yo, come through to my crib." So they're gonna drink your drinks for free. Bounce to the guy they really want to smash. And then you look like a fool.
Big facts.
You gotta vet her properly and have game to actually close that deal.
You want me to make you a millionaire?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna make you a millionaire because
here's the idea.
You've already hit on one idea, because I know that you're doing this right now. And I know John from Modern Life Dating does this too. You guys will take on a client or take on a guy who's coaching or something like that. And you'll say, okay, let's look at your Instagram. Let's look at how you're presenting yourself. Let's look at the pictures you're putting up on your dating profiles. Let's maximize body language mastery, right? Let's maximize the way that you look. What you're doing is you're taking over brand management for that guy.
Right.
And that's another outcome of the global sexual marketplace in the age of enlightenment, right? In the new age of data, because this is how we get laid. This is how because each one of us, and I put this in other books as well, each one of us is a brand of me. And so if you have an Instagram account, if you have a Facebook, if you have any kind of digital footprint, which I would say almost 100% of us do these days to some degree, even if they're just giving you, targeted ads from Google, you're a brand of me. So if you put pictures on YouTube, you put pictures on your social media. If some of your friends put pictures of you on their accounts, you are a brand of me. And so when I asked those girls, would you delete your Facebook or your Instagram or your social media? They're like, oh, I could never do that, because they know on some level of consciousness that that's their brand management. They're their own brand. I know this because I worked in marketing and advertising and brand management for pretty much my entire career, brand identity anyways. And it took a while for me to sort of say, you know what, if you're putting yourself on the sexual marketplace, you're the brand of you that you are managing for everyone else to see. That's how women find you, is on Instagram. They go, is this guy cool enough for me to go and want to hang out with?
You know, it's funny. We tell our clients, right? Your Instagram is your brand, is your resume. If you have a crappy resume, you're not getting hired for the job. And girls understand this. They understand on a deeper level. You know what? If I can showcase my body and my lifestyle to guys every day on social media, I will never run out of guys that can give me what I want in terms of payment, rent. Maybe give me some good D. They have an infinite source of guys online. We teach guys to do it for themselves as their own brand. And it can be clients, it can be girls. It doesn't matter. The point is, your online presence is your brand.
Girls
Here's how
thirst
you-
trap with their body, men thirst trap with
Their
their lifestyle. Go ahead.
Yep.
Here's how you make $1 million. You take that same model, the brand of me model, because you guys are taking guys who want to maximize their chances. Take that and you put it into females. You go and you say, hey, I see your Instagram here. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to advertise yourself in these ways. How about if you could go from like your local sexual marketplace to getting with these ballers on the Miami Dolphins, or whatever it is. Like if you could do that, I think it would be easier to market to women than it would be to guys.
Damn, Rollo.
Because guys use reason. We prioritize reason. Women prioritize emotion. If you can leverage that emotion into brand management for that woman, you could have a way more clientele.
I would say
in that
we about to be rich.
because her simps will be your source of revenue.
Right.
Well, here's the other thing too.
Right.
I would say this because the girls are going to get attention from high value guys regardless. The
Somebody
trick would be
somebody online is they got a Patreon right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll bet.
yeah. The trick would be to help her actually be able to lock down a guy because that's where girls fail. I always say guy game is being able to attain the woman. Girl game is being able to retain the guy post sex.
It's already been done
Because most girls cannot keep guys around after sex.
Matthew Hussey's perfect example of that. Evan Mark Katz, Mark Manson.
That's why these guys are millionaires.
What they do is they play to that emotional like insecurity. Remember I told you about how Beta Bucks is all about long-term security. If you can become the supplier, if you can become her drug dealer for security, for long-term security, that's exactly. You want to know why Matt Hussey's a millionaire? Because he sells to these old spinsters who still have a hope that they can get these guys. And what he does is says, I'll be your go-between, ladies. Hey, you should be more of a man. So you should do what this woman says here.
And
he's washed up at 41 years old and really needs a baby put in there. And you're not a man unless you go and do that. That's his market. That's
and then
how
him
they-
and Derek Jackson.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. No hate. They're good-looking guys. So the girls, they're going to take them more seriously.
Right.
They're attractive guys. They're telling me to do this. I could probably land a guy like that. And it's like, nah, bro, it's a cap.
Yep.
They're tricking you and they're going to take your money. But women are easier to sell to. You sell women hope and they will buy, bro. They'll buy.
Women are the primary consumers in the United States, actually worldwide.
Yep.
Did you know that, and this is off of Uber Facts, I quoted it in here, women earn worldwide, women earn $18 trillion. They are responsible for distributing $28 trillion. $10 trillion more than they actually make worldwide. They spend.
Makes sense.
Damn,
2/3 of debt is held by women, guys.
Yeah.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, let's we'll move into the next topic. That was an excellent discussion right there.
We have some super chats.
Super chats. Okay, super chats. Then we'll hit the next one. We got 1,312 live viewers right now, man. Keep climbing. Shout out to the team, man. Okay.
Stephen Wang Ondu,
Okay.
$20. Shout out to the Sage Rollo Tomassi. Also, Myron and Fresh. Y'all put in work. Appreciate the content and all of the top-notch guests.
Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate that.
Stay tuned, guys. Early February, got a big surprise for you guys.
Yep.
You got
Okay.
AV $4.99. Clubs in Houston have limited dance floor. You either get a section or you might as well stay home as a dude. Girls hang out to be drafted.
Yo,
That's
real
exactly
talk,
how
even
Miami is right now, too,
Drafted,
bro.
I like
guys,
that.
right now, it used to be BYOB, bring your own bottle. No, it's BYOG, bring your own girl, because the clubs now are trash.
Yeah.
So don't even
in
go to
Miami.
clubs right now.
Yeah,
in
don't
Miami.
go to club as in Miami. Yeah. You got to
Yeah.
bring your own chicks, bro.
Yep.
What else do we got?
Or
Anything
stay
else?
home and jerk off to OnlyFans. Those are your
That's
two
it.
choices.
We good, Chris?
Yeah, we good.
Okay, so we're gonna move on, guys. This is actually gonna be something that I specifically wanted to discuss. Promiscuity and its ability, female promiscuity and its long-term effects on women with being able to pair bond and or have a long-term marriage or relationship with a man. And there's a lot of discussion in the sphere, outside the sphere, where some people say it doesn't affect women at all. Some say it doesn't matter a woman's body count. You can still wife her, you can still marry her, whatever it may be. There's some other guys that say, hey, once a woman has a certain amount of partners, you know, her ability to pair bond drops precipitously. And I know, Rollo, you've done a lot of research on this for book 4, talking about it. Can you break it down for the people and give us the final answer here on what this is,
Okay.
how it affects women?
First off, I'm going to give you a book suggestion, because I one of the books I reference in book 4 is a book called Promiscuity, and it's by Dr. Tim Burkhead.
Okay.
And it's kind of an older book. I think it was like 2004 is when it's published, but
wow.
it goes into sexual habits in the animal kingdom, right? And including humans, right? So promiscuity is actually the norm in the animal kingdom. It is, as much as people want to say, "Oh, monogamy is sweet." You want to talk about the romantic ideal, the idea that monogamy is in some way the norm for human beings, goes against the idea or the data that we know. Remember, we're living in the data age. The data that we know right now is that human females are far more promiscuous, or would be far more promiscuous if they were allowed to be so. So therefore, of course, what happens is then we go back to like the sexual revolution when we had the advent of hormonal birth control. So now we say, okay, ladies, human reproduction is all on you. All of those strictures, all of those stigmas, everything that was a buffer against your sexual expression,
the religious constraints, the social constraints, everything.
Throw it out the
Scarlet
window.
letters, all that.
Well,
gone.
This is the example I use is in my mother-in-law's age, back in like the 50s, and so to be a single mother was a shame. It was shameful to get pregnant out of wedlock.
Yes,
that was the worst of the worst.
Shame to the family.
Stigma for that, and it wasn't just a religious thing; it was a family thing as well. It was a social thing, and I know that it's also a big deal in Muslim. cultures too.
Oh yeah, dude. Adultery. They kill if your daughter commits adultery and she's married, she gets stoned. And the father and the father is the one that like initiates killing her, because it's an honor killing on the family.
Put a mark in that, bookmark in that, because I want to come back to that topic. But,
okay.
So today, 42% of children are born out of wedlock, by either design or by not by accident, but by design. Okay. So we have 42% of children being born out of wedlock, and we instead of having a stigma, we reward women for that. We say, you're doing, you
go, girl.
You can do it all.
Yeah.
You can be, we don't, guy, if you, next time Father's Day rolls around, listen to the difference in tone between the messages for moms on Mother's Day versus the message for fathers on Father's Day.
Facts.
Because if, according to children, and on Father's Day, all men and all fathers are rat bastards, with the occasional one that's like, he was my stepfather, right? He was somebody that he's not the stepdad, he's the dad who stepped up. And so you will see a marked change in tone and all of that. But the stigmas that we used to have, that women will still to this day say, that's sexual oppression. Yeah, it was, because there was a purpose to it.
Yes.
Because and again, the sages of old, whether it's in Islam or it's in Christianity or it's in Judaism, they knew this stuff. They knew that if you left to her own devices, this is what a woman will do. She will select according to hypergamy. So when you had under patriarchy, and a lot of people are going to grind their teeth when I say this.
Here we go. Let's do it.
Patriarchy is actually a balanced system. Okay. So it back in the day, to be a patriarch, to be like Father Abraham, the from the Abrahamic religions, to be a patriarch, you had to have authority and you had to have responsibility. So yes, could you have 2 wives? Yes. Could you have 4 wives? Yes. Could you have your concubines and your maidservants? Yes, of course you could. You could bang it up all you wanted to, but you know what you also had? You were responsible for every one of those chicks and every one of the kids that came out of one of those chicks.
Let's Rollo shoot shot, man. That is 1000% facts. Because here's the thing with Islam: you can have up to 4 wives, yes, but there's checks and balances. You have to be able to financially support all 4 of those wives if you're going to do it. So the thing is that with men, there was that authority to be able to do this, but there was also that responsibility that if you are going to do this, it's going to come with a cost, a significant cost. Because in Islam, if you buy 1 wife a home, you want to get a second one. Guess what, buddy? Now you got to get a second home for the second wife as well. You have to treat them equally when it comes to resource management. Let's keep it real. Most guys don't have the money to be able to afford 1 wife, let alone 4. So there were checks and balances in it. So sorry, go ahead, Rollo.
Well, so, and a very prominent feature of this book is the difference between authority versus responsibility. Today, women have 100% authority and 0% responsibility. Responsibility is something they have an option to take if they want to. For men have 100% authority, or 100% responsibility and 0% authority. And particularly when it comes to reproduction, when it comes to promiscuity and all this, we expect men to prioritize women's mating strategy above their own paternal interests, above their own reproductive interests. So right around the sexual revolution, when we came up with hormonal birth control, what we were effectively doing, and of course we didn't realize this at the time because we thought it was great. Hey, now we can get after it, right? So we say, ladies, guess what? Here's this little pill. You are now unilaterally in control of human reproduction from here on out.
Yep.
And that was exactly
Devastating.
why old school religions and old school stigmas and social stigmas and family interests and stuff, that's why those existed, because when women got to that point, they knew what was going to happen. That's why there was a control there. So what women will say is, well, men are possessive and they're insecure and they just, they won't let us be, and they just want to repress our sexual expression and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, because we have an interest in our own reproductive process, or we did until the sexual revolution. Now, 50, 60 years since I pegged the sexual revolution right around 1965, just so for the people playing the home game. So from right about that time to where we are right now, look at what's happened. We've legalized abortion,
yes,
which is a fail-safe against bad reproductive problem or bad reproductive decisions.
Yep.
Okay. You saw a spike in divorces immediately after that. You saw a decline to the lowest percentage of marriages in the history of us even keeping records of those, culminated in 2020. It's now 6.5% per 1,000. So it's amazing how you see the drop in marriages, and then you saw a spike in divorces, and then it came down because divorces can't happen if no one's getting married anyway. So what happens is you've got all these stats for illegitimate birth. We don't even call it illegitimate birth anymore. We don't say he's a bastard child because he has no, because that would hurt someone's feelings. Right? But so we see all of these stats, and we can track them all back to 1 year, 1965, right when the hormonal birth control hit and the sexual revolution happened, and we all got groovy at Woodstock, and we hit Studio 54, and then AIDS came and maybe toned things down a little bit, but then we found a way around that, so we could keep going, So you see all of these, I track it in the book. I don't want to get into too much detail, but you look at the Duluth model of feminism, you look at child support laws, you look at no-fault divorce laws, you look at every law that has come into westernized cultures anyways, as a result of the sexual revolution, as a result of one invention, right? Remember we were talking about the Gutenberg press? One invention. In this case, it's hormonal birth control. What did that do to human societies, and how do we adapt to that? Well, we have abortion, and we celebrate abortion in Argentina when they get it legalized, or Ireland, or wherever they're doing it. Now it's a point of celebration, whereas before it was like shameful. Now it's not. To be a single mother is a point of pride for women right now. To
the worst thing possible.
Exactly. And so you've got all of these social shifts. I mean, just crazy shifts from that point. That's exactly what I'm talking about when we have like an invention that like changes society and how we process it, how we interpret it, and what we're going to do and move forward with that. So that what we're looking at is, when you talk about promiscuity, you're looking at the machine. What is the machine going to do? What are we evolved to do? We're evolved to fuck. We're evolved to reproduce. We're for men left to our own devices, unlimited access to unlimited sexuality. And if you don't believe me that is men's innate natures, why is pornography free and ubiquitous at 4K, streaming, and we could go watch it right now if I wanted to?
So all the white knights that say, "Oh, guys, it's not just about sex. You're lying to yourself,
bullshit.
man." It's bullshit.
All you got to do is look at pornography. And here's that's a really good example, because guys will go, "I'm not always about that." Men are men, and men, you watch Philly on.
Exactly.
For example, men are men, and we've got more interests, and we're not just our dicks. We don't think with we think with our big head and not with our little head. That kind of stuff. When you're clinging to that old order like ideal, like this is honorable and noble, and this is what men should be, and you're probably right, but that's old order thinking. When you go and you look and say, well, look at the amount of pornography that's on the internet exists basically because of pornography. And every time we have a new invention, human beings will use it in some way to facilitate our sexual or reproductive problem. So if it's photography, magazines, VHS, you know what? You want to know why VHS beat out beta?
Why?
Because of pornography. Because it was all done on VHSs, and beta actually was a better quality VHS, or was a better quality tape at that time. VHS cornered the market in pornography. So
And let me say, go
And
ahead.
then, so
go ahead.
digital media, the internet, of course, we're going to use the internet for pornography.
Yeah.
So when you have those, was 68%, 70% of Christian men report being addicted to pornography.
Yep.
So those noble guys who really want to live a good, righteous life, everybody wants some.
Yep.
Everybody wants some.
Yep.
And I'm going to say this real quick too, because people always complain about the patriarchy, blah, blah, blah. The patriarchy actually protects women. And I'm going to explain what I mean by this. This is why you put men in leadership positions, because the thing is this, what is a woman's value? And I'm not talking about this hunky-dory BS. A woman's value comes from her youth, her fertility, and the ability and her chastity, right?
And availability.
So if you let a woman make her own hypergamous decisions, what do? You end up with all these spinsters running around right now that are single that can't lock down a guy. Why? Because they've gotten older, they were promiscuous in their past, guys don't take them seriously, and they just smash them and pass them, which is great for men. Like, I'll tell you guys right now, this sexual marketplace, it's excellent for guys like me and Fresh.
Yep.
Terrible for guys trying to get married, and terrible for women that are looking for real long-term relationships. And the problem is that women can't turn the clock back. So when they make these mistakes, it's done. And here's the other thing. Arranged marriages, all these things in the past, it used to be your father had to co-sign on the men you brought home.
Oh, man.
Because your father was the buffer to protect you against your own bad hypergamous decisions. So when you brought the bad boy home with the leather jacket that got you aroused, your father was able to see through that and be like, nah, that guy's not good material, because he's gonna fuck you and chuck you. I'm gonna get you the nice guy that has a good job that's gonna be able to provide for you long term, and more importantly,
my
the
grandkids.
kids, and he's not gonna cheat on you.
Okay, let me rock your world here. I think prearranged marriages are a fantastic idea. I think
they are.
I think so too.
They work.
Practically, if you could, in an ideal world,
Yeah.
you could make this happen. Prearranged marriages are brilliant.
Yes.
Okay. And I get why they were part of religion for a while. I also understand why premarital sex is prohibited in
Pretty much every religion.
Pretty much every single. It depends on the religion, but certainly the Abrahamic religions.
Yeah.
Let's say. So, and the reason for that is because there's latent purposes behind all of that. So remember, Hotep, remember we were looking at the halal cafe the other day, and we were looking at the like, why is that? I have a whole section in the book called the kosher principle. And the kosher principle is that like there used to be dietary restrictions for, well, it still is in some cases, certainly halal food and all that. So you can't have pork. You can't have shellfish, because in the past, and as Chris Rock will tell you, that eating pig might kill you. Eating shellfish might kill you. If you eat an uncured pork, you could get trichinosis and die. Okay. So how are we going to keep these people from dying? Okay. The Lord says, don't eat hoofed animals, right? The Lord says, don't eat shellfish, because you're going to get iodine or whatever the hell's in the little middle vein of that damn thing, and it's going to kill you, right? So it's better to say those things and have that be the metaphorical truth. Do you know what I'm talking about when I talk about metaphorical truth versus objective truth? Metaphorical truth is a truth that is functional, but is not objectively true. So if I say all snakes are venomous, okay, are all snakes venomous? No. But it's best to behave as if all snakes are venomous, because in the past, if you start playing, the baby starts playing with the snake, the baby dies. Right. So we eventually become scared of snakes.
Assume all of them are.
I think it was
assume every gun is loaded.
Brent Weinstein said this. He says it's like when you see a porcupine, like the myth, the folklore is that it can shoot quills. Like, you can stay away because it'll shoot a quill at you. Can it shoot quills? No, it can't shoot quills. But it's best to behave as if it did. So that's a metaphorical truth. It's best to behave as if that you'll get trichinosis if you eat pork. If you eat shellfish, whatever.
Let's hit these super chats real quick, Rollo, because I got a great, and we just hit 1,400 live viewers, guys. Yo,
crazy.
Guys, like the video, comment, subscribe below, say Philion's a dork, and whatever it is. Okay, we got go ahead, Chris, read it.
We got Shama Hees K.
Oh man, that's a mouthful right there.
$10 supporting the team. Thanks for all of the wisdom, young and old. I can't keep being a bottom feeder forever. Keep it going.
Absolutely.
Thanks, man.
What else do we got?
1 second. The chat was going in. All right. Ron the Monk, $5. I'm 53. Lost my wife 4 years ago. Couldn't believe how weird the marketplace is now.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen, for clearing this
Damn.
up.
Thank you.
We got you, man.
We got you, bro. We got you. The game has changed, my friends.
Yep.
We got Daniel Eddy with the 500 yen, I think. You guys are saving people's lives with this info. Much love from Tokyo, Japan.
Thank you,
brother.
bro. All the way, man. We got New Zealand in the house, Japan in the house, Australia. Everything.
Canada.
We're on the world. Adric Perez, $4.99. Give responsibilities to women who don't take accountability. Not a smart
Big
move.
facts, bro.
Yeah, well said.
Big facts.
We got
Fred
Fred
Word.
Ward, 292, 499. Great show.
Thank
Thank
you, man.
you so much, man. I knew this one was going to be a classic, bro. And we're about to get into a little bit more with this promiscuity and then move to the next topic because I got another add-on topic for Rollo real fast. What else do we got?
There we go.
We got P. Willie.
P. Willie.
999 and Fresh and Fit out here unlocking all these secrets. Hashtag link button.
There you go, man.
Yeah. You turn a USB up a bit, Chris.
Paul Gibson,
Yeah.
$5. Rollo, outside of intersexual dynamics, what is the significance of religion and spirituality in your own personal life?
Don't worry. We will hit that at the end.
Read the last chapter of the 4th book.
Bam.
There you go.
There you go.
Directly answer that.
Fourth chapter of the last chapter of the fourth book, guys.
Dr. Marco, yo, Fresh Mad Quiet, put some Caribbean input in, yo.
I'm listening,
We're
man. I'm
listening, bro.
Yeah,
When you got
This
wisdom
is
like
Rollo
this, you
show.
listen.
This is a Rollo show, man.
Yeah, Rollo talking. Yeah, that's what it is. $5. Do you see a crash coming in the dating market over supply of lonely fans, plus more women realizing riding CC and later to get high value men?
Stay
don't
to the
work?
end of the show, Sterling. Excellent question.
Yep.
There we go.
We got another one. Infinite Peaks.
Infinite Peaks, 1999. Shout out to the Freshandfit fam, Hotep Jesus, and the Godfather himself, Rollo Tomassi.
Tune
There
in
you go.
tomorrow. We're gonna have all four of us in studio where it's gonna be a
fun.
movie.
Yep.
Craig W.
489. Thank you, fam.
Thank you, man.
When's-
Nonstop Dre 360, $2.
Click it,
When's
open
Jo-
it, Chris.
There we go.
Yeah.
When's Joe Rogan coming on to the show?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, sure. Hotep's gonna call him and get him on.
Yeah.
Calvin Altman, $5. Filling on as a dork.
Thank you so much. Anyone that comments below, Philion is a dork or Curtis Connor's a loser, I will respond to your comment.
Now we got a link.
I like that.
What are Rollo's thoughts on your issue with the real gals?
Oh, wow.
Link,
Really?
we will get to that. But thank you.
Yeah. Oh, the talk show with the females.
Oh.
They dissed us.
I don't know if Rollo saw that.
I don't know if I've
Oh,
seen that yet.
But okay.
Okay.
So Rollo, bringing it back. So no, we talked about like I guess
All right,
how
let's finish
promiscuity. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what long-term effects does it have on
Okay.
women with their ability to
good segue here. Okay, so remember I was telling you about objective truth versus metaphorical truth.
Yes.
Right. So you have dietary things. There's functional things that we think of as being like, oh, it's God gave us this knowledge, right? One of those things is like, now take all that into the realm of intersexual dynamics. Why is it prohibited for, or ostensibly, why is it prohibited for young men and women to have sex outside of marriage? Why would that be a thing? We want to have sex, we want to have babies. Why would functionally that'd be great? The reason for that is because we know women's nature and we know men's nature. Okay. Patriarchy, like you said, is a balance between authority and responsibility, but there's also a compromise between mating strategies. What's men's innate mating strategy? Unlimited access to unlimited sexuality.
Yep.
Well, we can't have this a billion men walking around with the hard on going, oh, fuck that. Although that's what we kind of do that virtually with pornography now.
pornography.
But so we can't have that. We got to have some social stigmas. We have to have some sort of metaphorical truth that says, guys, you can't be walking hard-ons.
Yep.
Okay. So so we need to reel in the worst parts of your mating strategy and put them into a nice little package called religion. We need to do the same thing with women, because we know that if we give women unlimited control of hypergamy, what happens is where we're at today, my friend.
Yes.
We have all the beta simps paying for women that they want to get what they think they have a chance with.
Yep.
But those women, because they know that beta bucks is already taken care of, they know that the long-term security is more or less, even if it's not, they think it is.
Yeah.
Because they've got all these guys who are like the guy we saw sugaring, and we got all these guys who want to pay for the beta buck side of that. What's left? Alpha fucks.
Yep.
So what are they going to do? They're going to go fuck the bulls. They're going to go fuck the alpha guys, and they're going to have the simps pay for those things. That's why we say, ladies, we're going to repress your sexuality.
Yes.
Because that leads to some pretty gnarly shit later on down the road.
Yes.
So here's the compromise. Men, you have to compromise this part of your sexuality and your sexual expression, and we still make men responsible for that, right? You can't. That's why politicians, when they end up in a hotel room with a hooker, we go, oh, you're gonna have to resign because you fuck somebody else. It's like you didn't kill somebody, you're just fucking. Right?
Yeah.
But we don't think of it in those terms because it's a guy and a woman.
Yeah.
Whereas for a woman and a man, like if it's a woman doing the same thing, we go, she's just letting her freak flag fly, right?
Exactly, right.
Because she needs to explore her options, and we don't want to. It's socially unacceptable.
Repressing female
to repress
sexuality.
her sexuality. Okay, so Keep that in mind.
Yep.
Because what happens is when we bring that together back in the old school, back in the old order, here's one thing about old order thinking that works on an old order tradition. We had religion that would buffer the worst aspects of men's mating strategy and buffer the worst aspects of women's mating strategy. And we say, okay, forsaking all others, let's look at the marriage vows. You're gonna promise to do this. Okay, you're gonna promise to do this. Okay, I got it. You good? You good? Yes. Okay, let's get together. We're gonna have kids and we're gonna have a good family. We're gonna start a new tribe, and we're all part of the same religion and we all part of the same beliefs, and we're all cohesive.
Yes.
And so as a result of bringing those compromises together of mating strategies, it worked out, and it worked out for a long time. When you tear those things apart, when you say, ladies, you have 100% authority, men, you have 100% responsibility, then that compromise is out the window now.
Bam.
So there's no compromise for mating strategies, because first of all, people will complain that we're less religious now. We don't think about the reason why we're less religious is because we've broken that compromise now. So if I say, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll be in control of the worst aspects of my mating strategy, you be in control of the worst aspects of yours.
Police yourself.
Well, we can't today. We can't do that because we live in, and here we go. The difference between a patriarchal society and a gynocentric society. Patriarchy was balanced. You balanced male responsibility, masculine responsibility with masculine authority. So if you're going to expect men to be responsible, you have to give them a commensurate level of authority to exercise that responsibility.
Hold on, one more time. For all you stupid feminists out there, can you say that one more time, Rollo? Please?
If you're going to expect men to be responsible for kids, responsible for authority.
Yeah.
If you're going to expect this degree of accountability, liability, responsibility of men, they need to have the authority to affect what you want them to be responsible for in the first place. Because today, men do not have that authority. You have more authority as a single man outside of marriage than you do inside of marriage.
Truth bomb right there.
Son, where'd you find this?
And that is why so many men are opting to not get married. Even blue pill guys know that marriage is going to set you up for failure.
Yeah, it's not hard. Well, why do we have marriage rates that are in the toilet right now? It's not because they're like a marriage strike or anything. It's just common sense. It's just the math doesn't add up to most of these guys. And we still cling to this old order idea that, well, we got to get married. And men are trying to perpetuate their adolescence, or they're not preparing themselves for the future. They're not going to college. They're not buying homes. They're not, and women are outclassing them in every metric that we have a measurement for right now. And it's like, yeah, they do. And it's not because they're lazy. It's not because they're scumbags. It's because there's no incentive for them to do that. There's no incentive on the table for them to cater their lives so they can be good fathers, so they can be good husbands, so they can, because why would again, the juice ain't worth the squeeze, right? Yeah. The cost to reward ratio is gone because we've broken apart that compromise now. So because the woman can leave anytime she wants. 70% of divorces are initiated by women. Why? Because they're incentivized that says, I got a fail safe. I can get out of this anytime that I want to get out of this. So without that, that's what I mean by no authority. Men are responsible. Women have the authority right now. So under patriarchy, you had responsibility and you had authority to affect that responsibility in the first place. So that's why the men in Abrahamic religions, men are the head of the house. They are the head. It's headship. They're, especially in religious circles, men need to be headship. They need to be manly man. Right? But we don't have the authority to do that. And in fact, what they will say in religion, I mentioned this in the book. If you go to evangelical churches in particular, they'll tell the ladies in the congregation, ladies, you need to allow your man to lead. The fact that you said allowed to lead means she's got the authority. It's already presumed. That's the default setting is you have the authority and you're granting him a little bit of it. Authority is never granted. It has to be taken. It has to be asserted. It has to be demanded. And your guys are never going to get that unless they start changing their minds about, like I said, judgment and learning character and taking back some of that authority. So patriarchy in its ideal sense is a balanced system because it worked good for women and it worked good for men. Gynocentrism only works for women. It is only about it. That's why I put this on my Twitter feed all the time. Feminism was never about equality. It's about retribution and restitution. That's all it's ever been about. It's been a hate movement from the start, from all the way back in what, 47, 48, 49 in Seneca Falls. Ever since the first articles of like the suffragettes, it has always been the same message. It is there are no waves of feminism. There's only been the same fucking movement since then, and it's just been interrupted by wars and social changes and social upheavals. It's been the same fucking motive all the way through.
Damn.
And I'm going to say this too, man. Feminism is a high interest loan, because let me tell you guys something. Women get the benefits of feminism early on. Sexual liberation, being able to do what they want, not having to respect male authority, whatever it is. But let me tell you something. When they get to 30, 40 years old, blah, 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 all whatever, and they realize, right, that they can't lock down a guy anymore, that's when the pain hits and they realize, oh, I wasted away my best years because they lied to me and told me I can have it all.
But Myron, there are so many social conventions already in place to make them feel good about it.
Yes.
Because what happens is when women get to that point, when they get to be 32, when they're past the epiphany phase and they become quote unquote spinsters or whatever, if you get to be about 34 years old, your odds of actually getting married, having children and settling down drop astronomically.
Yeah.
And that no one's going to tell you that truth. Another truth is this: is that you don't have the biological clock that you think you have.
Freezing eggs and stuff like that.
That's again, that's a good example, because it's a technology that we sell to women that says you can postpone your sexual market value indefinitely.
Right.
You can live just like a man. A man doesn't have to worry about that, right? You don't have to freeze hopefully you don't have to freeze your sperm, but there are social conventions in place at every phase of maturity for women to make them feel good about themselves, to empower them, to give them fail safes, to give them options to opt out of things if they want to. So when that woman gets to be 32 years old, what do you hear? When do you hear this the most commonly? From what age, what demographic of woman says this? Where are the good guys? Where are the good guys?
Yeah. 30 plus.
Myron, where are the good guys?
Yep.
What happened to all the good guys? The world has changed. No, you hit 32.
Yeah.
The world stayed the fucking same, but you changed. And now there's social conventions that are already in place to make you feel good. And how do they do that? Well, men are just infantile.
Yes.
Men are afraid of a powerful woman. Men are intimidated. They have fragile egos.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've been saying the same to the letter. I mean, like, it's a cliche now. To the letter, the same shit that they were saying back in the 70s. That's why I say feminism is always the same thing throughout time, because we're still using the same jingoism that we used back in the early 70s. A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle. We're still saying shit like that.
Yeah.
We're still saying stupid ass shit like men have fragile egos, or men are infantile, or why can't men man up? Well, you want them to if you want men to man up, stop asking them to man down.
Bam.
Boom.
There you go, man.
Boom.
So many truth bombs getting dropped right now. And here's the other thing too I want to say. Another reason why guys are walking away, right, from like taking, getting married, whatever it is because, like you said, zero authority, 100% responsibility. Because here's the thing. A woman's roles are negotiable. Your roles as the guy are static. If someone breaks into the house, you're expected to protect her with your life.
Option.
You know what I'm saying?
Out of that.
Exactly. You can't opt out of that. So you're going to put your life on the line to protect this woman. But this is the same woman. If you say, hey, make me some food, go make it yourself, asshole. I'm not your slave. And that's the problem, because women want the benefits of feminism while absolving themselves of the feminine responsibilities, but getting the benefits of everything. And this is why so many women, this is why so many women are single, because guys, even blue pill guys, know it's a bad deal. And this is why they're walking away from marriage. And who loses at the end, man? The least happy demographic of a human being in the United States. You guys want to know who it is? 42-year-old career woman making over $100,000 a year with no children. That's the facts. So at the end of the day, guys like me and Fresh, we'll play the game, we'll smash these chicks and not take them seriously. But who loses? The women lose, because whether women want to accept it or not, they will never derive the same pleasure from success that men do. Women don't care about getting a career, man. They might in the beginning because they're sold that fallacy.
Yeah.
But the reality is they want children. They want to raise those children. And yes, you're going to have some anomalies where women are like, I'm a career woman, and they actually do enjoy it. But women are never going to derive the same benefit from success and earning money and going up the hierarchy that men are, because we're built for it. They're not. And the wage gap, which people complain is a real thing, is proof of that. Women are more prone to take vacation time. They're more prone to work less hours. They're more prone to work jobs that make less money. They make these choices to earn less money. Why? Because women are designed to have children, man. That's the reality. But feminism lies to women. And who loses? The women lose, not the men. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that they don't find that loss until later when they take out that high interest loan and they got to pay back $1 million when they took out 1,000.
Shout out to all the PhDs out there.
Yeah, man.
Well,
PhDs.
it goes back to
The
the
super chats. Okay, we'll run the super chats real quick, and then Rollo will make his point. Go ahead, Chris.
We got Raul Reese, 999. Can Rollo continue to talk about objective truth and mediocre truth?
We will cover that at the end.
Okay.
What else?
We have Cruz 499. They're in practice together once again. Is there still plans for Rule Zero Vegas? Want to get my book signed and shake Rollo's hand.
They will happen, guys. Don't worry. We're making plans. Who else? Don
DeMarco, 20 minutes and 0. Don DeMarco. SMH.
I just said
Rollo, press the button.
Rollo's dropping some truth bombs, man.
There you go. Boom.
All right.
All right. Then we have 1 second.
Anything else? Then Rollo will make his point, and then we will bring this thing around.
Women Wade, $10. Rollo preach on my brother, Fresh and Fit, dropping bombs. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, bruh.
There you go.
Bang, bang.
1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, the guys, the chat. Thank you guys so much for the support that's coming in, man.
Yeah,
holy crap. You know, this has been a fire episode.
Oh, there we go.
Like, just and I knew this is why I made this template, because I knew this was going to be fire right here.
We got Fitness Philosopher, $10. Just heard about Larry Wills blowing all his money on OnlyFans. The simp problem.
Yeah, bro. And this is a
Damn.
guy with clout, blue check, professional bodybuilder. Bro, there's no end. I tell you guys all the time, these celebs are simps, man. A lot of them.
A lot of them are.
Hotep knows that the blue check is a sign of the devil. Isn't it?
We got Smokehouse.
999. You have more
It's a mark of
30
the
as a
beast.
single man. Quote of the year.
Yeah, you have more authority as a single man quote of the year. That is true, bro.
Yeah, you do.
Rollo dropping bombs out here.
No,
Facts.
100%
The chat's
true.
going crazy.
I'd rather be single.
Chat is going crazy. Okay.
Dr. Thunder, $5. Pay my respects. Terrific conversation.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
Thunder.
man.
We appreciate that,
Dr.
man.
Thunder, I love it. That's my favorite one. So
RGB 1827, $5. Women will never ask for leadership because they are intellectually programmed.
Instinctually programmed
instinctually
to
programmed.
S-test. It's safer for them. Yep. Facts.
Okay.
Thomas Gore, $5. Ava Max sings about kings and queens. She doesn't mention knights, aka simps.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Exactly.
Chris Norwood, $30. Hey, Vance Game. Appreciate the wisdom and great content. Salute.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Guys, thank you so much for these super chats,
For
man.
real.
Hypnosis for Men,
Yep.
$20. Awesome to see the Godfather himself on the Fresh and Fit podcast. Myron and CEO have been sharing so much truth on these episodes, and Rollo brings the gospel of game.
There you go.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it, bro.
Jason the
Gospel
Dream,
game.
$5. The Godfather is dropping bombs today. Share this, share likes this video podcast.
Share this, yeah, man.
Boom.
Share this episode, guys, with a friend that's struggling with women, man.
Facts.
Jim numbers 489. Dogs are new children
Numbers.
for
Jimmy
women.
numbers.
Wow.
It's how they do and run around their desire to be mothers of human babies.
That's true, man.
That's why
true.
Kevin Samuels does the dog. He says, "Hey, buy a dog, die alone." For these older chicks that think they're entitled to a high value guy at 45. Okay, Calvin Baldwin.
$5.
One more time.
One more time. Philian Silladort.
Yeah, Philion. We're coming for you, bro. You're gonna get cooked soon.
Take me out.
Royal Reese, 499. Metaphor
Take
Truth.
me out.
Uh-huh. What do we got?
We got Tom S, $5. Good work.
Yep.
Key Deuce, 499.
Can you click his chat?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Rollo, if it's over for women, should I buy
Lululemon stock.
Yes.
Buy Lululemon stock, guys, and dog food and cat food.
No, you shouldn't, because their sizes are too small for the average woman.
Oh, that's fact too.
That is
Average
fact.
woman, 5'3", 160 pounds, bro.
The dude who
In the
owns
US.
the guy who owns Lululemon has gone on record as saying, I don't make clothes for fat chicks, basically.
Oh, I love it, bro.
Damn.
Spartacus Jackson.
Rollo, your thoughts on women going to her married ex-boyfriend's gym?
Don't worry, we'll talk about that.
Alpha widow.
Yeah, there you go.
Boom.
Bam.
There you go.
Red Pill Mike.
But Mike, I always tell single men in their mid to late 20s to continue self-development while still staying single and observing the mental state of average married men in his upper 30s that married young.
Red Pill Mike with the wisdom.
I
Thank
got
you,
all
Red Pill
lucky,
Mike.
man. Got all my marriage lucky.
Yeah. Who else? We got Motorcycle Harry.
499. It's probably best if Rollo doesn't do Rogan too much exposure. We need to keep this knowledge to ourselves.
Nah, man. They need to put him on
Wait,
Rogan, dude.
wait, let me just chime in on that real quick, because I know that Hoto's been on Rogan as well. I would like to, there's a time I really wanted to get on Rogan, and then I realized I probably won't, because Rogan, this is gonna sound like I'm glossing myself, but I think I'm too hot for Rogan, meaning that
Yeah, Alex Jones, man.
yeah. Well, here's why, because Rogan married a single mommy.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's stepdad.
He's got his daughter. I think he even adopted his daughters or something like that.
Yeah.
His stepdaughters or whatever. So if I go on there and I say, did you know, if I go on and I say, if I start talking about paternity or cuckoldry or something like that, and how adopting children is, essentially the definition of cuckoldry is assuming the parental investment responsibilities of another man's children.
Yep.
I'm not going to get on Rogan.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm not going to get on Rogan, because he would be pretty pissed off at me.
You'd probably be
for what I would
insulted.
say.
Yeah. No, I mean, hey, I mean, let's see it. Rogan. Bring him on.
Rogan.
I'll be happy to go.
Yeah, let's see who else.
Rogan.
Darth Flyer.
$5.
Uh-huh.
Here's some support coming from the extra jingle in my pockets from being single.
Bam.
Hey,
Crypto.
there you go.
Hashtag crypto. Yep. Save your money, bro. Don't spend it on these broads.
CJ2K $4.99. If you want men to step up, if you want men to man up, stop telling them to man down.
Facts.
I felt that one.
Yeah, they say man up when there's danger, bro. But when everything is safe, oh, I got this. Women power. Fuck out of here.
I
All
want to
right.
be independent.
Independent till the check comes.
I heard that last night. I wouldn't want to give up any of my independence. Well, I guess you're going to be single with your independence for a long time.
Facts. Udmundoto.
$5. Only women would think freezing the eggs is so a man could come and fertilize them later. It's like a fish. It's a good idea.
Fair enough.
Good fish.
Anything else?
Spread the sperm across the eggs.
Okay, we're good.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, Rollo, you were going to make a point. We were talking about
Just,
before we move on to the last
I'll
point.
just end this with that section with this is
Promiscuity.
that what the whole thing that you're like, we can sit here and like rage over the fact that, well, women expect this, men this is unrealistic. The reason why women have that unrealistic expectations is because social constructionism and blank slate equalism. They want that equalist independence when it's convenient, and they want that old order, man up, go out there and take on the attacker, kick his ass, shit test you with
chivalry. Where the nice chivalry is dead.
Guys, open the door for me. That's the easy example, but the reason why they have that cognitive dissonance is because they think they can have blank slate equalism with the way that the machine is actually built.
Yep.
Okay. The way that we are, how we evolved, the way our brains are different. We are different. Men and women are different.
Yes.
Psychologically, physiologically, emotionally. The way we process emotions is physically not how women do.
Wait, Rollo, are you saying women and men are different?
They're different.
How dare you?
Yes. And I think that the inconsistencies, the frustrations. I really wish like women could watch this stuff. People keep saying she should write a book for women. I've written essays for women, but you can't get through to them from a reasonable, rational perspective. You have to reach them emotionally. You don't reach them.
It's when they're in
reasonably.
pain that they come looking for answers. That's why they call Kevin Samuel's show at 45 years old, and they finally have an open ear to hear what he says, and they still are in denial.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because women live in a bizarre world.
But let's just say, for sake of argument, I could impart something that would change their lives. It would be stop trying to pretend that men and women are exactly the same, and then pretend that they're different when it serves your purposes.
Well, hold on, Rollo. For the ladies, one more time.
Stop thinking that blank slate equalism and the way that you want blank slate equalism from the beta. You want blank slate equalism from the guy you're going to make him jump through hoops and give him rules for. You want visceral, machine, evolved, Darwinistic sexuality, not equality, from the guy who's going to rock your world, from the guy who's from the alpha that's going to fuck you from here to Tuesday.
Yep.
So that balance where we were talking about hypergamy, that's the thing, is when it's beta bucks, it's equality and it's independence and it's security and it's all this great stuff. But when it's alpha fucks, then I want a man who's going to be a man. I need a man who's dominant, who's competent, who's going to be able to take on the mugger. I need the guy who's going to be I need the machine. I need the physical body. I need the evolved masculine here instead of this ideal of a blank slate, socially constructed guy that is in no way the ideal that you want. But because women are in a position of authority right now, you
Yep.
can't tell them that.
Can't tell them that.
And if you do, you offend them.
Yep. You're a misogynist
You're
if you say that.
a misogynist, a chauvinist, an asshat. You're Rollo Tomassi. Fuck
Yep.
you.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay, fuck me.
Or Myron Gaines, the guy from TikTok that's a woman hater.
All right.
Okay, we got super chats here.
Yeah, we got,
And then we'll finish off with the last topic. Edmunduto, I think we read his already.
Seattle T-Grind 499. My first night in Miami ever. What should I do? Leaving in 2 days.
go to Wynwood and
Brickle.
yeah, Brickle.
All right, let's keep
Get
going.
your book signed. Come
Yeah.
here. Come meet you in the lobby.
Ricky Webster. Quick question,
999.
Byron. What's a good body fat percentage to have you around? 8 to 12%, man. That'll get you the chicks. That is off topic, but there you go.
4%. Andreas Munzer. Go look him up. That's
Okay,
what you should look
1,500
at.
watching. We need 1,200 likes. Show appreciation. Guys,
you
like
go.
the video, man.
Sub to the channel, guys.
And sub to the channel.
His finger at 5-star. Why does the number of men she slept with matter?
Did you not just listen to the
Bro,
past like
I-
15,
dude,
20 minutes? Dude,
go back and watch
and
the
rewind.
whole podcast.
Yeah, bro,
One
go
of
back.
one of the best episodes I ever did, on like most watched episode, was why a woman's sexual past matters.
Mhm.
And another thing, when we were talking about new order technology and how we're dealing with this,
Yeah.
Kiki, those girls that were here, my daughter, everybody, women are going to have to deal with their digital footprint for the rest of their fucking lives.
Yes.
Yep.
When I asked you guys this question on the chat when Kiki was in here, I said, does she plan to have kids at some point?
Mhm.
Right. And the reason I was asking that is because at some point she's going to have to say, "Mommy sucked a lot of dicks." That's and seriously, because
Yeah.
they'll be able to, within 10, 20, I don't know how old the kid ends up being, it's going to find out mommy was in porn.
Yep.
And
Can't
That's why
escape
Mia
it.
Khalifa is working so hard to get all that stuff taken down now. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? She's
Because-
trying to
Yeah.
rewrite her past. She can't do it.
Yeah.
but even still, even if she could do that, there's still pictures of her.
Yep.
You'll never be able to get
90
erased.
seconds.
So what we have to do is we have to, and women know this, and in a gynocentric social order, they know this as well,
Yeah.
that they're never going to escape their sexual past. They're never going to get around that. So what they have to do is they have to convince,
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
they have to convince a generation of men to set aside, to look the other way, to be indifferent to her sexual past. And so what they say is, you're insecure. There's something, they shame you. There's something wrong with you for being concerned with my sexual past. Why does that have anything to do with you? How dare you? Fuck you. The reason why you're made to feel bad about your own paternal interests is
Mhm.
because women know that there's no getting away from their old school Instagram pictures. The when she went to Aruba with a rich guy that she didn't marry, but she's with you now, but she was fucking her alpha widow is still all part of her social media history.
Yep.
Even if she's not into porn, the footprint is still going to be there. What's the first thing an employer does when you're looking for a new job? They go and they look you up they Google you on Facebook. They Google you on Instagram. Why would you not, as a guy, do exactly the same thing for a girl that you potentially
Gonna
could
make the
marry?
Research.
ultimate investment.
Check
And
out her.
So Rollo, real quick, just before we move to the last point here. So are there definitive studies out there that show that the higher a woman's notch count, the lower her chances of being able to stay in a relationship with a man?
There's lots of them, and a lot of them are the ones that you will find the most famous ones, the ones that all the MGTOWs like to use, right?
Yep.
Those are from like the late 90s into the early 2000s, and the reason why they keep using those ones is because nobody wants to touch the stats today. No one wants to have modernized stats for what's really going on, or else they will find some way to disqualify them. They'll say, well, what's happiness really?
Yeah.
Like when you say, well, women report being less happy the more sexual partners they've had.
Mhm.
Well, that's subjective. We can, you're happier than her. It's what you're self-reporting.
Yeah.
We can look at the incidence of divorce though.
Bam.
And so when women with no or one sexual partner before they got married tend to have more stable, longer lasting marriages than women who have anywhere between like say 3 and like 7. And then what's odd is that once a woman's body count goes up above 10, they still get divorced, and it's still bad news, but it seems to level off right there.
Right around
So,
10.
so when a woman's between like say 3 and 7 or 3 and 8,
Mhm.
and then you get to 9, 10, 11, 12, and on up,
Mhm.
it's still a pretty high incidence, but the highest incidence seems to be between like 3 and 8.
Interesting.
partners. Yeah.
It's just maybe because she just had
Right.
just enough to see what's really out there.
So that's the exactly. So that's the divorce stats. There's also, of course, the sexual transmitted diseases, chlamydia, SPV, whatever, the HPV, and then the happiness quotient, right?
Yeah.
Do women in marriages report being happier or less happy when they've had 10 prior lovers, when they've had 20, when their body count is 20, when their body count is 1.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the idea, and I covered this in the book as well, is another reason why premarital sex was verboten in most Abrahamic religions is because of exactly this. And this is me talking here. Okay. This is the Rollo Tomassi version of this, is that it's not about body count for women so much as it is the alpha impact of the guys that she's been banging.
Hold on. Because this is very important. Very, very important, guys. We're talking about imprinting and everything else like that. Can you say that one more time for the people?
This is the, in a nutshell, this is the principle of the alpha widow. And I'm sure lots of guys know this because most beta guys who settle down with a woman who's had she was so crazy in her college years and she did all these crazy, my journey of self-discovery is over and now I'm with you and I've had my fun. So there's no more fun for you, Mr. Beta. All that fun, that's been done. So now I'm with you and we're going to get serious. Well, when she was having her fun, let's just say for sake of argument, she's had 10 prior partners before she got married to Mr. Beta. Okay. What usually happens, and we encourage this and we incentivize this with media and popular culture, is we tell that woman that you didn't marry your one. You didn't marry your soulmate, the one that got away. Katy Perry has that one song, The One That Got Away.
Yeah.
Perfect example of what I'm talking about. It's the alpha widow dynamic. So what you have is you have that woman who married the guy who's the beta, the safe, soft, good, stable, dutiful, probably the good dad, beta bucks.
The one her father would pick in a patriarchy.
Exactly. He's right there. He's Johnny on the spot. He's a good dad, does the homework, goes to soccer practice, does all this good stuff, but she's still pining for the guy that rocked her world.
Foam cannon party?
The hot guy in the foam cannon party in Cancun on spring break. I was drunk, she was cute, and one thing led to another.
Love it.
Right.
So what happens is and we encourage this in women because we want to say, well, girl, you could go get that. Eat, Pray, Love, for example, is a great example of that. How Stella got her groove back, whatever it is. So we encourage the idea that women can or have the option at some point to say, you know what, if you're done with Beta Bucks Poindexter guy, don't worry, initiate divorce, you'll get half his stuff, and you can go back and get the one that got away.
There you go.
And that's what Eat, Pray, Love really is. It's what I call making up for missing out.
Yeah.
And so if you've got a woman who has 10 prior partners, the odds are amongst those 10, one of those guys is going to be the best sex she ever had. It's going to be the guy that you guys asked this of the girls last night. What is there one guy that you remember all the time? Is it the hot sex or the guy you were emotionally? And they gave you the right answer.
They gave the political
correct
answer.
Right answer. They gave you the long-term attraction security answer.
They were capping hard.
They were capping hard.
In actuality, when those girls get to be 31, 32 years old, they're going to be looking back for the guy that like took them doggy style and made them airtight. Okay.
Yep.
You mean by Burger King?
Yeah, by Burger King, right? And so that's the alpha widow prospect, anyways, is this pining for the one that got away. Well, if there's 10 guys, odds are that one of those 10 is probably the one that got away.
Yep.
If there's only one guy and you're the next guy, well, then you're only dealing with one guy. So it's a smaller pool of guys. I mean, law of averages says that if a girl's got 100 guys or she's only got 2 or 3 guys, odds are if you're more alpha, you probably have a better chance of being more alpha than 2 guys than 100 guys.
Right.
So when we're talking about premarital sex, when we're talking about promiscuity and those kinds of things, the reason why there's premarital sex is because, forbidden premarital sex is because it's ignorance is bliss. You don't know any better. If the only guy you've ever banged is your husband, then you're not pining for an alpha the one that got away. Now you might be fantasizing about the guy who's more, virile or has, higher, alphaness than somebody else, but sexually, you've only ever experienced one guy. And that increases happiness. It increases stability in marriage. It increases men and women staying together to maintain a family. Because in the end, that's what intersexual dynamics is about. It's family creation.
Yes.
And from family creation, remember, human beings are tribalistic. We're innately tribalistic, and there's nothing wrong with that. Your first tribe is your family.
Yep.
Your second tribe is like your people, your religion, your nation, everything else that comes. We build it up exponentially after that. But the base unit is man, woman, and whatever kids that they have.
Yeah,
And I'll say this too, man. What are you going to say?
Oh, no. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Rollo, you always say hypergamy is based in doubt. And I'll tell you this, if a woman only had one sexual partner, she doesn't have a plethora of information to have that doubt from. So you know what I'm saying?
That
explains it.
That's the compromise. Remember I told you about how religion makes a compromise between men's mating strategy and women's mating strategy. Okay. I would love to have unlimited access to unlimited sexuality. Powerful men create harems.
Yep.
There's three aspects that define a powerful man: resources,
yep,
territory acquisition, and women.
Yep.
Lots and lots of ways. So if you look at like the dynastic emperors of China, you look at just tribal chieftains, you look at the pharaohs of old.
Having women has been a status symbol since the beginning of time.
Yes.
Look at Dan Blazarian.
Mhm.
Everyone follows him. Why? Running around with guns, beard, hot chicks everywhere.
Mhm.
That's the modern day emperor back then.
Resources.
So,
Hugh Hefner.
Yep.
Mad respect.
Hugh Hefner,
Yep.
another,
Mad respect.
and we look at that and we build religions around that. That's
Yep.
what the Old Testament used to tell the tribes of Judea, right? Go in there, go into that tribe, kill off all the men, kill off all the boys, kill off all the women who've known a man, but take the fertile women, the virgins, for yourself.
Yes.
And integrate them into your tribe.
Yep.
So what you're doing is you're taking women, you're taking territory, and you're taking resources. That's what powerful men have done. And the most powerful men amongst that tribe, they will take the select women and make a harem of them.
Yep.
They'll put them in the forbidden city in China, right?
Yep.
They'll put them in the stockade and they'll be guarded by eunuchs.
Yep.
Cut your dick off.
'Cause her chastity-
guard these bitches because
Yeah.
I don't want anybody else impregnating them because I'm the shit and
Yep.
you're not the shit.
Chastity is that important to the point that men will off themselves
Mhm.
for the chance to get 72 of them, which might or might not be a part of religion. I know.
You know what?
But anyway,
Let me dispel that. There is that. You won't find that anywhere in the Quran.
Yeah.
I did the research to say, is that really true, or is that just somebody like selling me bullshit, right?
Mhm.
You won't even find the number 72 in the Quran.
Damn.
Bam, bam.
All
right.
Super chats.
Super chats. Then we're going to bring it to the last point here, which is going to be what you guys have been all waiting for. Go ahead, Chris. Let's read these off fast.
Jamed Tumbux, Rollo, Kevin Samuel, Darva Sharp, Coach, Greg, Jap, Tommy Sotomayor, Rich Coop, Freshfit, etc. You guys are doing God's work.
Damn.
Literally, you don't know how many guys were possible on the path of suicide. Thank you.
Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate that. And for us to
Thanks,
be
man.
mentioned with all those names means a lot to us, guys. We're new on the block.
Yeah.
We're the new kids on the block, but we ain't going anywhere. Go ahead.
The Lusa $5. Even worse for women. Within the next 5 years, the question they'll fear won't be what's your body count, but how much student debt do you owe?
Facts. They carry 2/3 of the
it's already there, bro.
It's already there.
That's why they want forgiveness. That's why they ran on that. 2/3 of all student loan, and it's like in the trillions of dollars. 2/3 of all student loan is held by women.
Evan K.
1999.
Thank you so much, Evan.
Thanks, Evan.
We just hit 1,500 live viewers, by the way. Just
wow,
now. Bro.
That's a new record. That's a new record,
Okay,
man.
You
go
should
ahead.
get Will Smith in here to get you up to 2,700. At least it did for me. It worked for me.
Go ahead.
I want him in here.
Triple GG. 499. Rollo is the modern day Einstein for intersexual dynamics. RP.
Yep,
Genius.
absolutely. It's been an excellent discussion, and we're
Check
going to
out
bring
the
it
big
back.
Brain on roll.
Edric Perez, 499. Soft math guys. If a woman goes out on the weekends and get lucky, 52 bodies a year, starting at 18 years old by 25. She bodied 364. Is that a soft math, bros?
Yeah. There you go. Bam.
Thoughts on the purple pill?
No, you'll get that answer here in a second.
Cass,
In the last salvo.
Costa $5. It's survival of the free riders versus survival of the fittest.
There you go.
John, $10. A key that opens many locks is a master key. A key that gets opened by many keys.
I've
is
said that a million times. Big facts.
Don DeMarco, if it came from White Claws, they wouldn't have capped.
Oh my goodness.
All right. What else?
That's insane.
Let's see. 1 second. This thing is skipping.
We just want to make sure we catch all you guys on the super chats.
Yeah, see,
man, you guys are going
you're
nuts
making
in
the
the chat.
mistake I make all the time. Oh man.
Yeah, we're gonna catch all of them because we missed a few yesterday.
5 hours before I could
Yeah.
shut out.
Red Pill Mike, $5. To piggyback on what Rollo said, every girl I smashed in college and high school without LTR tries to find me through a mutual after divorce.
Yep,
Damn.
not surprised. Imprints are real, guys.
Mhm.
That's negative bips, 499. I'm seeing a lot of guys wake up in the chat. Lord's work, boys. Bring it to the masses.
Thank you so
Yo.
much, man. What?
Yep.
I see the fake me in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Just hey, mods in the chat, ban the fake freshman.
He's
CEO.
right. I'm still a virgin. He's right.
Okay.
Don DeMarco 199. Rollo.
Once again.
Rollo.
There you go.
Don DeMarco.
All right. there you
Anything
go.
else?
No, we're good.
Okay. Bam. Now we're gonna bring it to the final
Last
part
question.
here. Rollo, we're gonna do a drum roll, please. Turn me up on the USB, please, Chris. Rollo, what do you
Is this
see
your final answer?
as the future of the current sexual marketplace? And this is the final answer. What do you see as the future of the sexual marketplace and intersexual dynamics between men and women and the RP in the future? We're going to shut up and let you go. Please take it away.
All right. For women, I see a lot of loneliness on the horizon. And I don't say that to be like an asshole. I say that as sort of a warning. I think a lot, like whenever a guy says, "Oh, you're going to be lonely and cat lady, and you're going to have box wine and whatever," like, and you're going to be a spinster is basically what they're saying. And it sounds like revenge. It sounds like guys are either too happy or they're too pissed off or too sad about like the state of women. I just go down to nuts and bolts, and I outline this actually in book 4 as well. There is a study by Morgan Stanley Financial. They did you can go find it too. It's online. It's called The Rise of the She Economy. And in that sort of research, they postulate that by 2030, women between the ages of 25 and 44, something like 52%. I hope I'm getting my numbers right. Something like 45 to 52%.
It's over half.
Yeah, over
it is going to be
half
over half
of women of marriageable age will be single for the rest of their lives. They will not reproduce unless they get unless they get artificial insemination, but they will be unmarried and childless during those ages by 2030, which is like a very, very steep incline. In fact, they are so certain of this that they did this research on Morgan Stanley so their investors would know what to invest in the coming decade.
Wow.
So they're invest in box wine, right? And invest in cat toys, invest in
it's not a joke, guys, when we say this.
In ovum freezing, in reproductive technology,
And pet dogs.
Cats, dogs, whatever. What is going to be hot in the future, and this is what you can expect, and so this is what you should put your money into. So if we're already making predictions of where we should put our money, I think we need to look at why this is the way it is. Now, if you go and you follow the logic of Bloomberg or Morgan Stanley, Forbes, whatever, they will say this is a great success. This is a glowing, great progress of humanity. Well, finally, women are independent. Whenever you hear women say, like we heard last night from the 20-year-old girl, I want to give up my independence, right? Okay. I wanted to say this, but I didn't. Independent of what? Independent, like if you're independent of something, what were you dependent on that you're now independent of?
Right.
And whenever we hear this, remember I was telling you about how we've been hearing the same lingo from feminists for a long time. That's one of them. I want to be a strong, independent woman. Okay, independent of what? Independent of men. That's what it is. They've already achieved that. There's more women in college right now. They're making more money now. Women control way more money than men do.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about like the bullshit of the gender pay wage gap, whatever it is, it's not endemic sexism. If there's any gap, there's a gap in spending. There's a gap in control and authority over that spending. Women are the number one consumers in Western societies as it is. But they also control, and again, another stat in the book is over the course of a family's history, women will control 90% of that family's wealth.
Yep.
That's car expenditures, that's college, that's we're going to go on vacation, we're going to buy this TV set, this kind of stuff. Women, if they're not making the money, they're directing the flow of where that currency is going to. So don't give me this bullshit about, well, we need to make as much money as a man, and it's because of this endemic sexism and the patriarchy. Fuck you, because you're the one spending the money, and I got the stats to show you that right now.
Bam.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
And I'll say this real quick, Rollo. Women spend so much money that a male company like Gillette will risk losing business,
Financial ruin
to crap on men so that they can appease to women, because they understand even with male razors, women are the predominant consumers. So that goes to show you guys how strong how strongly women are the consumer base in the West, man. Even male companies are ostracizing their own target audience to sell to women.
Also,
Sorry, Rollo,
I'll add to that as well. So a lot of people don't know this, right? But behind a lot of tech companies are female employees.
Yep.
And they control the flow.
And Fresh used to work for a tech company, guys. This comes from experience.
They control the flow of how things are put out. Now, like you guys said, women control the customer base for most things. So get this, right? A lot of our content is not geared towards women. So what does it do? Suppress it and oftentimes delete it, because it's not going to be suitable for their consumers, which is women.
Yep.
So yeah, that's very true.
Big facts. Sorry,
so
Rollo,
here's another
prediction,
prognostication for the future. We live in the most emotionalized society the world has ever known right now. Everything is feels before reals. We say this all the time in the manosphere, and we joke about it, but it's really true. We live in an age, and I make the case for it in book 4. Our religion is emotionalism right now. It's how did it make you feel?
Yep. Our TikTok getting banned is an example of that.
Feeling, yes, exactly.
You know, punish women for bad behavior. All feelings.
So when I get criticized by women, it's usually for my tone. Yeah. Right. Well, if you would just say it with sweet little sappy sugarcoat what you're saying, then women will respond to it. No, it's not how I'm saying something. It's the data that I'm imparting to you that is offending you, because it goes against the what is, you know, an ego invested belief for that woman. It feels bad, and I get it. It's supposed to feel bad, because if it's not feeling bad, then it's not gonna motivate you to change.
Yes.
So in the future, and I don't know when we're going to reach critical mass, but right now we're in the age of emotionalism. We're in the age of ego and the age of emotionalism. And so we base our policies, whether it's political, whether it's economic, whatever it is, based on our emotional response to things. We have at least the last 3 generations of men who've been conditioned in blue pill conditioning, have been trained to emote like women, to see emotional, like they've been trained and taught that the way that women process emotion is the correct way to process emotion.
Facts.
So when we say, oh, that man he's toxically masculine, he's not in touch with his feelings, right? He needs to express himself emotionally. He needs to get in touch with his feminine side. All that stuff we've been talking about since the 70s. The reason why that's still a thing right now is because it's a great means of control over those guys, so that they will identify and align with the feminine, which is all based on emotion. So when we talk about like the emotional children that are out rioting in the streets right now, and they're tearing down statues, and don't they know that statue is this? They're not thinking rationally. They're not thinking with reason. They're thinking emotionally, because those last 3-4 generations have been taught to emote like women, to be like women. Woman is correct. Transgenderism, right? Why is it that more boys want to be girls than girls want to be boys? Because it's more advantageous socially to be a girl in a gynocentric social order than it is to be a man, because nobody wants to be a dad. Dads are assholes. Boys are toxically masculine. We got to give him Ritalin. We got to give him Adderall. We got to give him, sedate that boy with drugs, with opiates, with alcohol, with pornography. Sedate him, sedate him, sedate him, sedate him. Don't let him do anything, because if you let him do anything, he might turn toxic. He might turn violent. And it's all because we want to put men we want to force fit them into this emotional correctism. Whatever is female is correct.
Yep.
And so if you are brought up that way, you're going to vote that way. You're going to look for jobs that way. You're going to relate with people that way. Guys, the number one thing, guys, and I'm sure you've already got this. Guys will come to me for counseling or coaching or whatever the hell it is, right? And they'll say, Rollo, I don't know how to interrelate with guys. I don't know. I don't know how to talk to guys. I don't. There's guys I want to hang out. I always talk about tribalism, or I talk about like
it's very important for men.
We have our little tribe. This is a tribe, right?
Right here. Yep.
Okay. Do you have tribes? And they don't. And the reason they don't is because they've been taught to emote and to relate to men as if they are women.
Yeah.
And that's what's valuable, and that's what makes them valuable, and that's how they get their self-worth. So it's no shock to me when guys in the black pill community or blue pill or purple pill or whatever it is, they don't want to make women the measurement of their lives, but they still emote and they still relate with people as if they have a feminine sort of training. So when we look at things like communitarianism, we look at socialism, we look at like why are we even talking about socialism in the United States right now? It's because we've put so many women into positions of power that seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
It makes them feel good. Hey, you get one and you get one and you get one and you get one and so meritocracy,
regardless of how poorly you are working,
dominance hierarchies, competence hierarchies, meritocracy, all of that stuff flies out the window because we don't see the value in it because it's not female correct.
Yep.
The female correct. Whenever women come into political power, whenever you get an AOC, whenever you get a woman who gets into Congress or the Senate, the first thing they do, their first priority, their number one priority, is not to their constituency. It is to the female purpose. It is to the sisterhood uber alles.
Kamala Harris.
So you got. I was going to say. You get women who go in there and the first thing they talk about is we need to legalize abortion. We need to change up divorce laws. We need to change these things. We need all of these things that we think are so horribly unfair. And it all becomes about women's issues and not all of our issues.
Yep.
Like how are we going to govern? It doesn't matter as long as women get theirs, as long as the sisterhood is served. I can go on forever. I don't want to go on forever about that, but I talk in a great extent about the sisterhood uber alles in this book. That's where I see us going.
That's where you see us going.
We're going to be, our politics are emotionalized. Our media, our entertainment is all emotionalized.
Yes. Yep. Terminator with a female actress. James Bond.
Everything is feminized and everything is emotionalized primarily right now. And we think that that's going to sell more movies and more. It's
backfiring.
I'll leave you with this. Remember when the Star Wars movies? I know John's a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And the last 3 Star Wars movies they just sucked. Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because they don't know how to write the hero's journey. It's a male specific thing, right?
Yeah.
Men must become.
Yes.
We have a burden of performance, and we go through these trials and tribulations to become something, right?
Yep.
Whereas when you get like Rey. She already is. She's a Mary Sue, right? She's already, I know how to use a lightsaber just magically, right? Didn't have to do that. Well, the reason why we think that that's a good idea is because the writers who put that together are from that generation of emotionalism. And so we have a Mary Sue written as if it's that this is a male character. We're just going to give her tits and a vagina. And then give
her the power from the beginning.
Yep.
And so, because we think, or because this emotional society thinks that that's what the fan base wants to see. They want to see this powerful. We need more powerful women and strong women and independent women leads in our movies. And you know what's kicking their ass? Mandalorian with a little baby. That's what women want.
Bam.
Is Baby Yoda. They want Grogu. They want Baby Yoda. They don't want ass kicking Mama Rey. They want Baby Yoda is what they want. Maternity, because that's an innate drive in women. An innate drive in women is not, I'm going to learn a lightsaber and learn how to kick ass and take names. That's a man's job.
Yep.
And on our root lizard brain, on our pineal gland brain, we understand that. We recognize that. That's part of the machine.
Truth bomb time right now. Anyone that was alive in the 90s, famous movie that came out from Disney, Mulan. Okay? In the movie, what happens?
Man.
A woman must become, right? She learns in the beginning, she didn't know how to fight. She gets her ass kicked. She can't hop the things, whatever, shoot the bow and arrows. But what do they do? The song, be a man, you must be, you know what I'm saying? You must become in the song, right? And then she learns the skills. She learns how to fight. She does this all with a masculine frame of reference. That movie did excellent. Why? Because she had to become. Even a woman had to adhere to masculine traits to be able to get the entertainment value. The hero's journey. No one cares. It's a masculine story every single time, even if you put a woman in the lead. And Mulan is an excellent example of that. When did that movie come out? In the fucking 90s. That would never come nowadays, right? Because a woman having to become what? Ugh! And now here's the thing. Hollywood is paying the consequence for being woke. You want to be woke? You're going to go broke. Because at the end of the day, people know deep down that women just are and men must become. And even if you put a woman into a male role, if you want to get the views and you want to get the entertainment, she still has to become. So that's a great. Chris, do we have super chats? Oh, crap.
Oh, yes, we do. But the camera quality has dropped over the past 10 minutes. So
something's going on.
It's probably overheating. But and it was Smokehouse.
We got to let it cool off.
Yeah.
1999.
Too much fire.
Too much fire. NFL does campaigns for breast cancer, but nothing for prostate cancer. That's right.
She economics being pandemic. Facts.
Let's go. Sydney PTF.
Thank
$20. 59% of all Australian federal government employees are female.
Oh, wow.
48%.
You guys are done.
All government boards members are female. Universities are eminence indoctrination camps. You need a university degree to get a government job. Join the dots.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, Australia, you guys are going down
Down under.
there's a huge MGTOW community in Australia, and I see why now. You know what I'm saying? Huge. What else do we got here? Yeah, there's a lot of super chats coming in, and then Rollo's gonna wrap up, guys.
And then we have questions as well towards the end too.
Okay.
So,
I'll try to fire them off.
Yeah.
RP
Damn.
Mike.
Okay.
You don't have to.
Yeah. No, as a 45-year-old man.
I
Not a lot.
was elated when I found out the red pill community. I spent my adult life being the only guy in my group with belief system.
All right.
All right.
Great.
Let's see. Lee Maxfield, $5. Anakin had to become Luke. Luke had to become 100%. Facts. Rollo.
Big facts.
Yep. Shout out to Luke.
Let's see. 1 second. Oh, I think it's one. Let's see. Lee Maxfield, $5. You want to become woke?
Yeah.
You're gonna be broke.
Yeah. Facts,
100%
bro.
Facts from a soundboy god.
Thank you, man. All right. I think we're caught up.
I think
So, Rollo, so you see us becoming more emotional, more feels before reels.
Mhm.
How do you see the dating market between? You said women are going to be more single.
It's going to. I think the dating market. Well, we're globalizing. Okay,
Yep.
so the global sexual market. I'm not going to say that local sexual marketplaces aren't going to be important. They are, but far less important in contrast to the global sexual marketplace. So even in your local sexual marketplace, you're not only competing with the local sexual marketplace offerings, but you're dealing with a worldwide sexual market. And guys are already responding to this. That's why you have such polarization right now. You've got the losers and the winners, and it's becoming greater and greater a divide right now. There's less guys that are in between or just kind of like don't know what they're doing. Most guys, I would say this in the future, will be red pill. And not because of me or you or anybody else, but because it will become unignorable.
Yeah.
You can't go online and not see what's going on and have questions about that. I'm glad I'm here to help.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here to help. I'm glad we're here to educate, but it's not going to be us that unplug the most amount of guys.
Yeah,
It's going to be a globalized society, a globalized
Their own experiences will unplug them.
Pop culture, pop media, whatever it is, it's going to become unignorable. So you take away all of this, and people will still be red pill. They'll still become aware, at least to some extent. So I don't see people keep saying, well, do you think the red pill is going to go mainstream? I hope not. Because once it does, that's when it becomes a grift. That's when it becomes it's already a grift, right? But it becomes sort of this, it gets co-opted and it gets watered down and it gets turned into something that it should never have been. And I saw that happen. It's already happened. So I hope it doesn't go mainstream, but I hope it goes mainstream enough so that like we can be at least taken with at least some amount of seriousness. And then I think that going forward, we have to remember, and if you want to be a guy who's going to be on top of your game, realize that polarization is going to mean that there's going to be winners and losers.
Yep.
And you get to choose which side you're going to be on. Do you want to be the alpha guy who knows his shit, who has the intelligence and the physique and everything else so that you can dominate in that area? Maybe you don't want to, because most guys say, oh, I'll never do it. Yeah, that's why you get black pill, you get blue pill, you get all the doomers. I don't even want to call them black pill, the doom pill, right? That group, the reason they exist right now in this generation is because they see the polarization right now, and women do too. And what incentive do women have to go, well, I guess I should change my standards. I guess I should. Why would they? First of all, because the society, a gynocentric social order,
they have all the leverage. Why?
Yeah, keeps them in that state of mind. But the other thing is they go against exactly what they preach, which is social constructionism. So, and I hear guys like Dr. Warren Farrell say this all the time. Well, I guess women are just going to have to learn to love fat dad bod guys, and they're going to have to change because they think that women's preferences are social constructs. They're not. Yeah, they're evolved constructs. They want to fuck the hot guy because that's what worked for them 100,000 years ago. T-Rex wants to hunt. He doesn't want to be fed. So you're going to tell a woman, you need to change your mind about the guy that you're not attracted to. We're already telling guys that you should fuck the fat girl. You should find this girl, this fat ass girl that's on, the Athleta commercial.
Sports Illustrated. Over. Yeah.
And we say, guys,
love her curves.
You need to change your mind about what is beautiful. But we don't tell women that.
Yeah.
You will never hear them say that about women because women are in that position of power. They know what they want. They want the hot fireman calendar. They don't want the dad bod calendar.
Yep.
But we're trying to say at this point that, well, if it's a social construct for men, why is it not a social construct for women? You know why? Because we live in a gynocentric social order, and they can define the terms of the negotiation. They can define the terms of how they're going to do what they're going to do.
All right,
Nice.
guys. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna have a Zoom call right after this with the patrons. Patreon.com/Freshfit, 97 tier and up. You're gonna be able to talk to Rollo Tomassi. It's gonna be exclusively ask questions to Rollo, guys. We're gonna can this because YouTube doesn't like all the heat we're giving right now with the stream quality.
Get on Patreon. Get on Patreon.
Get on the Patreon.
It might be StreamYard.
No, we're gonna because the stream is the quality's going down. So you know.
Right.
So
guys, hop on
any
the
other
Patreon?
last minute super chats?
We have, let's see.
How many?
I think we have one more.
Okay, read them quick, man. Let's.
We have one that we missed from Cameron H. 1 second. Let me just go through the other one. Okay, so Cameron H said, I asked Real, let's see, what the real thing about Rollo's truth bombs?
Get on, Cam, you're a patron.
Yeah.
Ask that in there.
Patreon.
And then,
Okay.
we have RBG 1827. There's also a white pill, which is beaten off.
Okay, fair enough, guys.
All right, bro.
Patreon.com/Freshfit. We're gonna do a quick
30
Zoom
minute
call with Rollo. You guys can ask your question there. It will be run by it's gonna be exclusively for Rollo. Okay, guys. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream. Timestamps are gonna be in the description box. The book is in the description box.
Yep.
It's out now. Rational Male.
Get it.
Book 4, Religion, guys.
We support it.
Get it. We co-sign this 100% and actually have a hard copy of this as well myself, guys. This book changed my life. Get it. Click the link below. Patreon.com/Freshfit. We'll see you guys in there with Rollo. Peace.
Peace.
Catch us.